GRG podcast, the place for all your gaming news, plus hot topics of the week. Also, remember to follow us on Twitter at KMEGA4.
All right. What's up, everybody? The GRG podcast is live. What's going on? What's happening? I apologize. I didn't have I was so busy doing other stuff. I was over here stepping up the promo that I usually set up during the day. But if you guys don't mind, go ahead and share this out. Let people know that we are live. We're here. We got guests. And we're about to get started, man. We're about to have a good ass show, man. First off, let's go with this. With one of our returning guests. She is not a stranger to the GRG podcast. And normally we have like this crazy bad mojo because normally when she's been coming on, the show has been messing up. So let's cross our fingers.
I know you're not trying to put blame on her.
I'm not. I said it's me. It's not her. But anyway. Welcome back, Mitchie. Dies a lot. What's happening with you, Mitchie? What's going on? What's that?
Well, thank you for giving me the cursed thing. Don't really want to be cursed, but that's just how it is.
Oh man.
Oh, it's been okay. Been playing games. I for like $30, so I felt good about that, and I've been playing it. It's pretty good. I'm pleasantly surprised.
What game was you playing for $30?
Cyberpunk.
Oh, that's right. It is gone down. Yeah. So what do you think about it?
I thought it was $10. It was $10.
It was on sale for a week
at Best Buy. Yeah.
Oh.
I didn't get it there, so.
Oh, okay. All right. So, but how you liking it though?
I do like it. I think it's interesting and The first person shooter thing, that's usually I usually like third better, but I'll get used to first, I guess.
Nice. Yeah, you'll get used to it because that was the kind of weird at first. But and I think that now I don't know. Are you playing it on the newer consoles or are you playing it on the older consoles?
I'm playing on Series X.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
So
There
yeah.
you go.
Oh, yeah. You'll be fine. Yeah, it should be all right.
Mhm.
Yeah. You should be fine. So all right, but yeah. So how far you think you've gone? Like how many hours you put into it so far?
I'd maybe put an hour in. I've been working a lot, so I haven't had time to play.
Okay. All
Mm.
right. Well, that's all right. Well, I hope you enjoy the game like I enjoyed it because I loved the hell out of it. I thought it was right there neck and neck with Ghost of Tsushima. And you know what I'm saying? And so I thought that those two games were the best games, hands down, last year. So, but of course, unfortunately, it didn't work for everybody. But thank you for coming on, man. We got a lot to talk about. So let's go on to our next guest, man. This is the person. This is first time on GRG. Hopefully, this won't be the last. You know what I'm saying? I've been watching his podcast with his other homeboy, man. And so I just like, you know what? I got to reach out to him. I got to see if he's down to coming on and talking because he's got that little swag, and I like people that got that swag and ain't afraid to express themselves. So let's go ahead and, man, welcome to the first time to GRG, Real Gamer 27. What's happening with you, brother? What's going on, man?
What's going on, man? I appreciate you. You know, glad to be here. Just I'm a struggling YouTuber, and I'm semi-retired, so I'm here and I'm there, and then I guess this week I just feel like doing some streams, so I'm glad you called me at a good time.
Yeah, man. I mean, you know what? I was in that one phase myself where things was really bad for me, and had a really bad breakup, and then my grandfather passed away and things like that, and so I went away from YouTube for about a year, a little bit over a year, and then that's when my boy Infrared Beam introduced me to 100, and then got me back in, and man, I haven't stopped since. So I don't know, maybe hopefully, you know what I'm saying, do get the juices flowing, and you know what I'm saying, maybe if you know what I'm saying, you partner with the right people, you know what I'm saying, it gives you that, you know what I'm saying, don't worry about the numbers, just do it for the love. And maybe you'll, you know what I'm saying, you'll come back and be strong. But man, definitely appreciate you being here. So man, talk about your podcast. Let everybody know a little bit more about you who doesn't know that much about you right now.
Well, when I usually do a podcast, it's called the Real Talk podcast, but I'm struggling just to get my crew back because I kind of take blame because when we do, start doing a podcast like every week, then I, wind up back doing be like, I'm busy, I can't do it this week. They asked me the next week, I'm busy, and all of a sudden we had done the podcast for 3 months, so I gotta take some blame on that. So I'm trying to restart my YouTube channel, so but like I say, I'm trying to network as many people as possible, just not the toxic ones, man.
Right. Once you get away from the toxic life, it's so much more peaceful. Now, of course, when you're doing podcasts, you got to deal with all different types of personalities. That's just one thing you just got to deal with. But other than that, man, it just when you're dealing with people that just all about that BS, man, that just want to talk about the same negative over and over again, man, it is just a breath of fresh air. So, yeah, man, but welcome. Definitely appreciate you coming on. So, yeah, so now let's get to the crew. Because normally I say the bums, but I cannot let this person go by as a bum, which is the first lady of the second generation of GRG. What's happening with you, dude? Oh, what's the problem here? What is going on?
I can only imagine that meme that you use in the GRG chat quite often with what's her name, and she's like looking and she's like, I'm going back.
That's exactly what she did.
In my mind right now.
That's exactly what she just did to me. What's going on, D? What's the problem?
Nothing much. Everything is good. Everything is good. It's been a quick week, productive week. I swear it was just Monday night and I was getting ready for work after the holiday weekend. So I am good, at peace. Got a lot of gaming in this week. And, I'm happy to be here and get into these topics.
Nice.
Basically it.
All right.
Same old, for real.
Same old, for real. Yeah, it's kind of like Groundhog's Day, but, It is what it is. All right, man. Let's get on to it. And then last but not least, right now, we got AKA, I call him Slick. What's happening with you, Slayer? What's happening with you, bro?
What's up, homie, man? Another week gone by, man. Today I was playing a little bit, thanks to Digital Foundry. Alex Battaglia put up a video about a ray trace mod for Serious Sam, so I tried that out. I was playing that for a couple hours, man. I love that game. I forgot how much blind fun that game is. You just run around and you shoot stuff. You got lots of ammo, lots of weapons. It's big levels. You can see far away. The graphics aren't the best or whatever, and that's why I was trying out this ray tracing mod. But, you know, fun games are just that, fun. And that's what I missed, and I had a good time playing that, yo, for real.
No doubt. What did I see my boy Hollywood say? He says, I remember when all this guy did was try to get okay, I got you. I don't know. Are you talking about Real Gamer? Talking about I guess Crap Gamer or something like that? Yeah, I don't know. I guess so. I don't know. But yeah, I see our boy Legends in here. He's already getting started. He's over here throwing out the horse, the little pony horse, or what? There's a new. Somebody hit me up with a new name. I guess PlayStation stands are calling themselves something else. What is it, Pegasus or something like that, or whatever?
Pegasus, I was like, ew.
Yeah. Like somebody says, because I posted something today on Twitter. I posted quite a bit on Twitter today, and so somebody says, you're just mad because Pegasus something is here, and y'all fear the Pegasus, and I'm like,
anyway.
yeah. So I don't know, man. It's wild out here in these gaming streets. That is for damn sure.
Like a 12-year-old, man.
It is nutty.
To be led by a nearly 60-year-old. So hey, there you go.
Right. It is crazy. It is. I tell you this. The PlayStation
never a good thing
community
either.
has a lot of
60-year-old fanboys. Oh my god.
Oh man. Okay, y'all getting messy already. All right, I got to get to these topics.
I didn't name any names. That was you.
I didn't say that. Anyway, all right.
You said names. I did not.
Anyway, all right. So let's get to the very first topic. Okay, Apple is allowed now. Well, they don't want to be allowed. Pretty much, there was a court. There was a judge that rewarded that in-game in-app purchases will be able to be on Apple. And the question I have for you guys, and we're going to start off with our guest. We'll start off with Real Gamer. What is your thoughts about this? What does this for Epic and for Xbox, or basically xCloud, for their apps to be on Apple? Do you think that Apple is still going to fight, or do you think this is a situation where Apple is going to go ahead and succumb to the throat needle because of the court, because of what the judge's orders were, and just allow them to put these games on iOS?
To be honest, I really hadn't been keeping up with this story. I heard about it, like a few months ago. I just really hadn't, got deep into it. But from what I'm hearing today is that it's a big win for a lot of developers, especially Xbox. And this can be, the first stage or whatever for, when Phil Spencer said he wants to reach 1 billion gamers.
Yes.
Like, go through, the iOS, it can really help because, Phil Spencer, he's beyond these console wars and how many consoles, so he wants to reach 1 billion gamers. He don't care how you play it, just play it, but it's a big win for a lot of people. And I understand, Apple, they want to monopolize, their store and all that. They want to have all the revenue, everything going towards them. But at the end of the day, it's about, just be a good, what's that saying I'm looking for? I'm having a brain freeze right now.
That's all right.
But anyway, like I say, I really have been keeping up much with it. But like I say, in the future, we will see some xClouds going on there, and it's gonna be a lot of happy gamers. I'm not a mobile gamer, but I'm pretty sure some of y'all might, game on it. But I see a bunch of Xbox Game Pass subscriptions about to, be sold. That's basically what I see out of. That's basically all I got about it. This topic. Like I said, I really hadn't
really paid attention to it that much. Yeah, no, I didn't really know anything about it until D posted it today actually, and I was like, oh, word, and so so I wasn't in the loop either. So this is kind of I guess this was struck out. I mean, this was I don't know. I'm gonna have to ask D because I really didn't read too much into it. But I want to go to Mitchie next. Get her opinion on this. What do you think? Do you think that this is the opportunity that Xbox and Epic has been waiting for, or do you think that Apple is going to still continue to fight and appeal? What do you think?
Apple will continue to fight and appeal because that is Apple.
Yeah.
And they do not want that going on. They want their 30% cut, and they do not want Apple and Microsoft and anybody else getting in their way. And I think they'll appeal it, and they'll go back to court, and hopefully they'll get a better judge, and what on their side, what they think is a better judge, and they're not gonna just walk away from it and accept that verdict and say, well, sure, we'll give up for 30%.
Yeah, no, I do agree with that. It does seem like it's great right now. I mean, that once you get a judge to sign off and to say, look, this is, we think that this is right. Apple, you're in the wrong. That's a good standing for everybody else. Just like what Real Gamer said, like developers and everybody else is excited about the news, but we know Apple has a lot of money, and Apple can definitely keep pushing this along and further along. So, all right, great point. All right, so let's go to the person who gave me this information. So, D, what if you could just give us some more information about it? What do you think, man? Is this something that could actually possibly go through, and Apple is going to have to do this eventually at some point in time?
Honestly, I just saw it as a point of interest with Epic and Apple, but I think Mitchie is spot on as far as Apple wanting their cut, Apple wanting that monopoly, and not wanting anybody to really, stand in their way in any way, shape, or form. Now, whether they'll adhere to it, I mean, with the lawsuit, they'll kind of have to one way or the other. But I don't know what their issue is as far as the store, but Apple is going to Apple regardless, so we'll just see what this means for other companies. I'm honestly surprised Epic was just like, nah, this is BS, we're going to sue them. Like, to me, that was the most surprising part. So kind of good for them, even though I'm not like a huge Epic fan, but I'm even more so like less of a fan of Apple, so.
But don't you think that they all kind of have their monopolies? I mean, so if you buy something on the Xbox store, right? They get their cut of what it bought. So it's not unlike the same thing.
It is. I don't know. It's true because you have. But one thing with Apple that's I feel like a little bit. No, that doesn't make any sense either. I'll just say Apple doesn't have much that's like their own as far as gaming, but they're starting to, if I'm not mistaken, with Apple Arcade. I thought, if I'm not mistaken, I could definitely be 100% wrong. When it came to like in-app purchases specifically for Fortnite, Epic was not liking the fact that you had to go through the App Store for those microtransactions, and those microtransactions, Apple was taking a slice. So that's why I'm a little ambivalent, because at the end of the day, they're really fighting over who gets our money, which I understand as a company, but no matter who won or, who was the winner, so to speak, it kind of doesn't really affect us because there's no benefit. It's not like Fortnite was trying to do something where it's just like, hey, you guys, we're trying to bring this feature, and Apple is blocking it. And now that they won, we're going to get a feature, or you know what I'm saying? It's just like, great. So when I pay y'all, you guys get more of the money. Like, there's no direct benefit. And they all do have a monopoly as far as, you know, you can only get it on this store, which is slightly hypocritical of Epic, especially with them trying to snatch up all these PC releases, but I don't know much about that.
So I think they should all kind of be careful, because this could turn around on them too. And
because they're doing all these exclusive, but from what I'm hearing from the PC folk, because I'm not on the PC to be honest, the Epic Store doesn't sound like it's as robust as Steam, but the developers are getting more of a cut, so more developers are going with them. It's a slippery slope, a little bit, but we'll see how it plays out, if it affects people in any way. Maybe Apple will adhere to it, but then maybe they'll say, okay, you guys get more of a cut, but now we're removing your stuff. So who knows? Because they're well within the right to do that.
Well,
so
Fortnite hasn't been on there for like a year now, I think.
Right. So they could keep it off, or say anything else y'all got going on, you can't bring it over here. Which, you know, as my mom would say, you're cutting off your nose to spite your face, because you're going to lose all that money. But we'll see. Companies can be petty. So
and Apple is one of the pettiest.
The way the last 2 years are going, we've seen a lot of like, oh shit moments where it's just like, really? That's how we doing? Okay. I mean, it's messy, but damn. So we'll see. Hopefully they adhere to the actual judgment and don't get further, law trouble, because that's a lot.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. And Fred, if you've seen, you know what I'm saying, because you are really deep into the business side of the gaming aspect. If you want to hop on, you can definitely hop on. And I know that you just came from the...
please do. I'd love to hear what he had to say on it too.
Yeah, because I know that you're feeling good about your Dallas Cowboys, so I'm sure you're happy, even though they lost. I mean, they played a good game. I didn't know about them Cowgirls was going to play that good, but you know what I'm saying. I think maybe what the truth of it is that, you know what I'm saying, maybe just Tom Brady and them is just not as good as
Tom was a little rusty.
I mean, I think everybody's
unfortunately, I am also a Cowboys fan.
Oh, it's so sad. So sad.
I live in Texas.
I really can't have it too big.
15 minutes away. I live 15
He's liking his local team. You can't knock that.
Listen. I don't know, Fred. I changed my mind. I can't have two Cowboy fans on this podcast. That's a rule. Without Fred, you want to hop on?
But Dak did look good yesterday. He did.
Dak looked amazing.
He gave me a scare when he ran that first one. I was scared.
Yeah. No. He looked really good, man. I'm happy about that. But you know what? It's really, this podcast is not about the Cowboys. What it's about is, it's all about the, you know what I'm saying, the LA Rams. Let's go. So,
hell no.
Ram Nation, baby.
I'm out.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I like Aaron Rodgers, but that's about it. Anyway, so he should have went to Denver, so we could have went ahead and just take them out. What was it? I think week 13 that we played them. Anyway, all right, we talk about sports. Anyway, let's get to it. Slayer, what is your thoughts, man? You know, just kind of feed off of what everybody else has been saying so far.
Well, actually, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Particularly what D and Mitchie said is of utmost importance to what I wanted to say. Geez, D, you used a phrase I thought that was great, and I like I was saying to Real Gamer in the background. Yeah, I'm gonna forget, and I already did. But long story short, this is a long story, and it's just beginning. Okay, because Apple and Google are in the legal crosshairs, not just here in America, but in South Korea, Japan. There's a great article on The Verge, right? And so this whole situation with Apple, Epic and Apple, I kind of slurred those two words to get outside. But they both are two companies that I don't have a lot of love for lately, particularly Epic, but Apple not so much ever, right? But nowadays with Apple and what they're doing with that App Store, see, the problem with them was 30%, No negotiation, no this, no that, up until the legal crosshairs is on them. Now they're doing little deals here and there with Netflix, this guy, that guy. If you don't make this much money, then it won't be 30%, whichever, whatever, right? Meanwhile, Epic is trying to act like they're the greatest thing since sliced bread, and Apple is the ultimate evil incarnate all time ever, right? And that's not true either. Epic isn't so clean, right? And then you got the Epic game store on PC where they are buying exclusivity when their platform isn't even up to snuff to do what they're doing. Period. They for a long time in the very beginning, you couldn't even buy multiple games because they didn't have a cart, right? So you would have to buy games one by one. If you bought too many games within a short amount of time, they would lock out your account. And it took forever and a day. Yeah, because they were so early.
I didn't know that.
So basic, so crappy. Listen, a lot of console gamers like to say, oh, it's the same platform, you just but no, it's deeper than that. And there's a great video that I tweeted about a week ago. I want to say even less than that, a couple days ago. I think I also put it in the chat. I'll have to look for that again during the next topic when I'm not speaking. I'll look for it and I'll post it in the chat and whatnot. But Epic and their store and the money they have spent, right, to keep games exclusive on their store for a limited amount of time. It's not even like exclusive forever. It's a timed exclusive, and it's just whole types of shenanigans. And meanwhile, they're trying to act like Apple is so evil and they're so great. Meanwhile, they're working with Tencent and all these companies in China, and they're doing all types of shenanigans. It's a whole mess that I can only allude to. But long story short, we as the consumer, we won somewhat, but also like D explained, not so much, because what did we really get? Not much. But the story isn't over yet, right? And Google also has a lot to do with this because they're in the same crosshairs as well for the same things. But it's just this whole cluster of just craziness. And every company that's involved in this, the three that I mentioned, Epic, Apple, and Google, all have dirty hands, or all dirty, and they're all just pointing fingers at each other and saying, no, that's the bad guy, I'm the good guy. All three of them are just greedy, soulless corporations like you read about, and at least two of them are textbook examples. So this whole situation isn't even gonna be over for a long while. It might take years. It might take years before this is all said and done.
No, I agree with you with that. I think really what the biggest problem with this is because of the fact that, like we were saying earlier, that they're going to keep pushing this, because if they don't want this to happen, they have the capital to keep pushing it until people forget about it, pretty much, or until something else has to change to where Apple has to make this approach. But the one thing that I will say is that I think what people may have forgotten is that Microsoft, this was one of the reasons why Microsoft was trying to underbid Sony and Apple by trying to go to the 17%. I don't actually remember why it didn't happen, but they were just saying, look, if you want to develop your games on the Xbox platform, we'll drop it down to 17% instead of the 30%. I forgot. I don't know if you guys can help me out and let me know what was the reason why Xbox didn't do it. It may have been a decision maybe through the board or something where they was like, nah, it's just not a good look or whatever, but they were going to do that. So maybe if Apple keeps doing this, and then if Sony keeps doing what they're doing, maybe this might be an opportunity for somebody like Epic to say, look, we'll charge less. Do you guys think that that's a possibility to go forward if Apple doesn't comply anytime soon?
Well, Apple has to comply because it's the courts. Like, what are they gonna do? All they could do is
Appeal.
They'll appeal.
Yeah, appeal. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's all they can really do right now is appeal. So that's what they're gonna do if they haven't already. But
Oh yeah, I'm sure they
like
already
I said,
have,
this is a long story. It's gonna be a while, so we're just gonna have to wait and see how it all shakes out. But next step for them has to be that they're gonna appeal. So we'll just have to wait and see how that shakes out.
Yeah, no doubt about that.
Oh, by the way, I just found the video. I'm just about now to paste it in the chat.
Okay. All right. Good deal. All right. So that's a little bit about that. I didn't know too much about it myself. I didn't take the time to read into it, but all I just know is that Apple is going to take their time. They got enough capital to do what they want to do. So to push it back as far as they can until they take it to the
thing
higher
I just want to
courts.
mention about one thing I do want to mention about the headline of the video: the Epic Game Store, a $500 million failure.
Oh yeah,
they spent
a lot of money
about that much or more on all these exclusives, and it really hasn't really done anything for them. Like, they've really not progressed any further at all. But the video explains that. So
okay, all right. You know what? I did see that video. I think you posted it in the DMs. And I
like earlier in the week,
yeah.
I think.
Yeah, you did. All right, cool. So let's move on. Let's talk about this situation with PlayStation and having a decline in Japan. It was a really interesting read from Windows Central. They basically was talking about the PlayStation 5 is still popular. It's still more popular than the Xbox, but Nintendo is so far ahead right now, and the numbers for PlayStation has gone down because of Japan looking at how Sony is kind of put a Western stance on their console, like basically changing the circle button to X or A or something like that, and basically moving away from Japan and going to Santa Monica. They're not very happy with this, and it gives an opportunity for Xbox, since Xbox is now doing a lot better than they've ever done in their history in Japan. So my question is, and I'm going to go to Mitchie on this one first. If Xbox can make a dent in the East market, what would they have to do in order to make it happen?
They have to improve their language, because their languages, I guess, are not good when it comes, because they do really well in English speaking countries, but not so good in the Asian ones, because they don't have a lot of it doesn't convert, I guess. They don't have people there to kind of promo Xbox. That's what I've heard. And I think if they invested more in those Asian countries, they would do better there. And I think if they do really want to invest in like Japan, and they put more JRPGs on Xbox, then I think they can get that Asian market that they want.
Okay. All right. Good stuff. All right. What about you, D? What do you think about this? What do you think that Xbox needs to do to try to, I don't think that they'll ever catch PlayStation. I mean, because that's a home country. But to they're already doing better, but to get them over the hump of where they've been decimated for almost 20 years now out there in Japan. So what do you think that they need to do?
I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not sure what they have to do. Something has to be done, but I don't know what it is. So I'm not going to sit here and try to come up with something. I think what Mitchie said is a great point. There are definitely points that I hadn't thought of. But what I will say is there are a couple of things that I've been seeing happen that I can understand, them kind of having second thoughts or feeling some type of way towards PlayStation. I know there was a studio that was out there in Japan that was one of their longest running studios that closed. They moved to Santa Monica. So I'm not saying, Japanese gamers may feel abandoned. I don't know what word it is, to be honest. But if there is a company that is, homegrown, you're getting everything first, you're getting exclusives, because it's in your country, you guys made this company there in Japan. Then all of a sudden, you're changing the buttons to kind of accommodate the Western side. And then not just that, you move your headquarters to the Western side. I would feel some type of way as well, if that was me. If there was a company that was, American made 100% through and through, but then they started accommodating other people that, it's like they're trying to garner, favor with the West, and then you move out there, that's gonna have people feel a certain way. So I could see why they're kind of turning to Xbox a little bit, or at least giving it a try, whereas Xbox before was completely, basically, like you said, just decimated. Like, you're not going to get that market. I feel like now people are giving it a try. The price point of the Series S, I think, had something to do with it. So I hate to say it this way. I think it's not so much. I think Xbox has a point of opportunity because the relationship between Sony and Japan right now is not good, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah.
If the relationship didn't have this this schism, if you will, Xbox couldn't get their foot in the door. But because they're kind of fighting a little bit of argument, Xbox was just kind of putting their foot in the door, like, hey, so I see y'all fighting. How it is, somebody in a relationship, she fighting with her dude, oh, what he say? I would never say that. You just kind of step in real quick. You just seize the opportunity, and I think that's what's kind of happening right now. So I don't know what Xbox has to do. We'll see what they do at the Tokyo show, if I'm not mistaken. Is this month?
Yeah, at the end of the month. Yeah.
So hopefully they bring some kind of heat or get some kind of partnership, or butter somebody's bread. I don't know, child. They gonna do something.
She said butter bread, child. Lord have mercy. Anyway,
butter somebody's bread. Y'all better do something.
Butter some bread, or butter some
bread. Break some bread. Do something.
Oh,
Make some deals.
All right, look. I see. I see our boy. B Shadows, he's in here. He's saying a little something, and I see Abacab saying this. I'm going to read what Abacab said first. He said, the only territory that has no problem with Xbox is North America. Everywhere else wouldn't miss if they stop making consoles, which they should, and just go 100% PC. I don't agree with that. I'm so far away from that because obviously you don't know Brazil, Canada,
Europe, UK in general.
It's really hard for them to do it. And so forth. But anyway, I see Predator is in the building. What's up, Pred? How you doing, brother?
What's up, man?
How you feeling about
I'm actually awake. I'm actually awake.
How you feeling about your Cowboys after that game?
We looked okay yesterday. We probably should have gotten beat a lot worse than we did. But, man, Dak looked good. So that was my main concern. So I'm okay. We lost 2 starters this week after that game. So
man, yeah, that's going to be tough.
Oh yeah, that's right. Somebody got suspended today.
Collins got suspended, and then one of our receivers went down for a couple of weeks.
What did he get suspended for?
Refused to take the
the COVID test. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Missed it.
People got to be better than that. Anyway, that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother day. All right, so
that's a whole other podcast.
A whole other podcast right there. All right, so let me go ahead and get to the guests. Let me go ahead and get to Real Gamer on this one. What do you think about this situation? What could Xbox do in order to try to get in there and try to get better in the East? Because what people do forget is that Korea is Xbox and Korea has been doing a lot of good things together, but in just Japan, it's not so much. So what do you think?
Well, first you got to have the games. Just like I forgot the young lady that brought up the games. You gotta have JRPG games. You gotta have games that appeal to that type of audience. I'm sorry.
No,
okay.
I was just saying Michi. That's who said that. Michi said that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You gotta have games to appeal to the audience. You gotta have a lot more JRPGs. Some smaller games. Marketing. They did right with the Xbox Series S because that's really more more appeal than the Series X, because we gotta remember in Japan they live in more cramped spaces than we do. That's why the handheld has always been more popular than the consoles in Japan. It's always been that way. And another thing is xCloud. If they get the xCloud thing together and get these type of games that appeal to that audience, then it's not about the console. It's just give them access to those games. And because right now they're more concerned about Game Pass subscriptionship than actual consoles sold. So of course it's the games, it's the marketing, and I really can't think of anything else. But like I say, at the end of the day, it's all about the games. It's all about marketing, and you gotta have somebody that can, speak their language and have a better communication. That's basically what's been, the Achilles heel for Microsoft all these years, is having, this miscommunication between, America and Japan. Why they still trying to go out there and, sell their consoles, I don't know. I'm pretty sure that there's a reason why they still out there, and for them to having record sales of Xbox consoles in Japan ain't really saying too much, to be honest. Not really saying too much, but it's getting better, and I think it has a lot to do with xCloud on the main reason why they decide to stay out there in Japan, because we already know how they are with the handheld market. So that's just basically what I think. It's really the xCloud on why I think they still trying to appeal to them. That's all I got on that one.
All right, great point. All right, what about you, Slayer? What do you think, man? What can Microsoft do to go ahead and try to break it? Get some strong success in the East.
Well, definitely they have a bit more of a chance now than they've ever did before. Partially with the way Sony and Japan, that whole situation, but also because of the xCloud. That's really Xbox's fortunes has never been this good in Japan. In the 21 years they've been doing this whole Xbox thing, and the xCloud is a perfect fit for them. And we've gotten some early numbers how xCloud is doing pretty well in Southeast Asia. It's definitely their type of thing, because they have internet cafes there, and like PSO and many games on the Switch are actually running on the cloud, and you're just playing it off the Switch, but it's really in the cloud. So I really think this is their chance. This is their big chance once again to try to get some kind of inroad in Japan. Are they going to be more successful than PlayStation? I highly doubt that, but it's going to be more successful than it ever has been before in the past. This is their one big chance to really get a foothold in Japan, like a real foothold.
Yeah, no, and that's all that they're trying to get to. If they want to get their foot in that door, that's all they're looking for, is to find that opportunity to see what is it that is finally going to get the Xbox brand to get the Eastern market to start investing into the Xbox ecosystem or the platform itself. Then that's it. It's going to be xCloud for the most part. I totally agree. All right, Fred. What's your thoughts, man? What do you think, man? What can Xbox do, man? Do you think? I mean, look, I was listening to what B Shadows was saying, and I was listening to what Abacab was saying. They saying just pack up, get the hell out of the East. Just focus more. Just focus more on the North Americas.
I mean, there's money to be made there, but I mean, I ain't saying I agree with them, but at some point you gotta say, man, this shit ain't working, But like I said, there's money to be made there. I think their problem is, originally, like, they weren't really hitting that market as far as games come. Even now we still have people. I know Sick. He's a big advocate of the Japanese games and stuff like that. But we were having problems getting those games on the Xbox ecosystem. That's the first thing they got to tackle. Like, how are we going to get those games that are created in Japan on the Xbox ecosystem in the market? Even though the American market, some people aren't really into those games, but we got to break that stronghold first. Get people interested in the console. I think they did a really good job with the S, making it smaller. I don't know who said that earlier. And making it smaller for the type of lifestyle they have in Japan. But the games is gonna be where it starts at. Like, get those games on the system, and they're gonna have to get a Japanese studio over there at some point. Microsoft has to have a studio in Japan. to create the games for that market. Even
they
if,
got
like,
one.
young
They got
back in
one
the-
already. So
Yeah, they bought that one recently, right, with the merger,
Yeah.
with the
Oh,
acquisition.
Tango. Was it
Yep.
Tango?
Yeah.
Yep, Tango.
But I mean, they got to get either Tango or just get a new studio built there from the ground up, like they did with the one that is built recently here in the States. Like, they got to start from scratch over there and just get people working there and get people excited about it and go from there. I mean, do I think it's a brick wall they're about to run into at some point in time? Yeah, but to completely negate that area is wrong. They got to do what they got to do over there to get some kind of infrastructure set up there to get those gamers interested. And I think the cloud is a good start. It's crazy because, like, the Korean market seems like they're kind of all in to some degree. Even the Chinese market are making some games for Xbox. Like, that game like Candlelight was made. Stuff like that. Like there's people that are over there that want to develop games to get them in the ecosystem. So maybe, the way Microsoft is doing things with indies right now and like putting them in Game Pass and stuff like that, that'd be a good start, getting those younger developers over there in those countries to kind of start making games for Xbox. But they got to get something exclusive that's Japanese on the system that's going to draw people in. And I think that's where the first start's going to be. It's got to start with the games.
Yeah, no doubt. I totally agree with that. Did I miss anybody else on this topic? Okay, all right.
Don't
All
think
right.
so.
No, okay. So this is my thoughts on it. Is that I agree with a little bit of what everybody said. But I think the main focus is the games, and also the studio. You have to get a studio within in Japan, a well-known studio, and then you have to bring in the games. You have to do some homegrown stuff within the Japan, and then you also going to have to bring in the personas. You're going to have to bring in more of what they've been doing, like Tales of Arise. It was just posted, and I don't know if that was you, Sick, or somebody just posted this, where Tales of Arise is the #1 JRPG on Steam.
On Steam, yeah.
And it's blowing away Persona 4. So and Xbox got that. Another thing that the Japanese, I should say the Eastern market loves, especially Koreans, Filipinos, things like that, fighters. I've said this numerous times. You have to start bringing those fighters in. If Xbox, now look, PlayStation, whatever that they did to lock down,
Street Fighter.
Street Fighter, that hurt them. But I'm thinking of the latest game that just got locked down from them.
Guilty Gear,
Strive. Those games right there would move the needle. No, would they sell like gangbusters on the Xbox? No. And what Xbox could do is just add those games to Game Pass to get people to get invested into it, because there's not one person that I've seen that's not a fighter that's maybe semi-fighter fan, or maybe may not be in there, but every time that they look and they see Guilty Gear Strive, they say, "Damn, that's a damn good looking game. I wouldn't mind playing that." So that's the other reason that Xbox. See, there's an Xbox game that'll be coming out on the 30th called Bounty Blood. I know nobody knows anything about that except for somebody that loves fighters, which I do. I'm copping that game. I'm going to support it. I'm going to show the hell out of it. That is the first step. And I think that, like D said, the Tokyo Game Show, they have to show some kind of connection.
Does anyone hear a noise in the background? It's getting louder and louder.
Oh, yeah. Is that somebody's fan?
Oh, just me. It's my driver.
Is that your driver?
I don't know.
No. Oh, no. That's a real gamer. That's that noise in the background.
Oh, that's me?
Yeah.
Oh shit, that's my AC.
Oh yeah, I knew. Boy, that boy hot out there in Texas.
Man.
Damn, that boy hot as hell out there, man. Lord have mercy, man.
Okay, nah.
Hey man, people hit that super chat, man. We gotta get that man. Something to help him out, man. That man hot over
Like
there.
you turn this PlayStation 5
No.
on.
Yeah,
I just mute myself if I'm not talking. It's no big deal.
Okay,
man.
all right, man. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, turn that. I mean, we don't want you to fall out during the show. But boy,
Turn your PlayStation off.
Yeah, turn your PlayStation off. Anyway.
Oh, damn, that's messed up.
Oh, bloody.
There we go.
Anyway, Get started. Anyway, all right. So, but that's my thoughts about it. I think they definitely have to make these moves. They have to just bring in more JRPGs. Xbox has definitely got the Western RPG market locked. There's nothing that PlayStation can do to fight that force. There's nothing that they have Western RPG wise that they can lock down. So they have to at least, I say, get a chance to talk to Atlas and bring Persona over to the Xbox, and maybe get one or two more JRPGs to kind of wet the palate for Xbox gamers. And the one thing extra that I would say that Xbox got to do, because they got games in house, the one thing that they definitely need to be bringing back is Lost Odyssey. They bring back Lost Odyssey. That is a good showing to not only the Eastern market, but that's a good showing to any JRPG fan that Xbox has, which I am definitely one. Bloody is definitely one. There's a lot of them out there.
Miss Walker, man. They should have picked up Miss Walker.
They should have. They last gen they missed out on a whole bunch of opportunities. There is no doubt that Xbox was slipping. And listen, I know that Phil and them, they had their opportunities to do what they did, and they brought Xbox out of the brink of pretty much turning into Sega. But now is the time to do what they need to do. And listen, we have to be patient as well, because the ZeniMax deal, that was already in the works well longer than what anybody realized. And so all these type of deals are takes a little time. If Sega, which Sega is still in the talks, I don't know why, but it still is. If Sega is in the talks and they bring and then they acquire or have some kind of some kind of like little network together to where they could work together.
Partnership, you mean?
Partnership. I know. I was trying to figure that word out. I couldn't.
I'm sorry, I was muted before. I said the word earlier, and I'm like, wait.
Thank you. Partnership. Yeah. If they got some kind of partnership, that would definitely look good for them. And then that also means that Persona would come over, because Yakuza right now is the number one JRPG on Xbox. So that tells you that there's Xbox gamers out there that wants these games. We finally got rid of the people that kept telling you that JRPGs are bad for Xbox. Those people are gone. And now people are starting to see, damn, why the hell did I listen to these people? They never made any sense whatsoever, because I was always fighting the mold too. Like, no, we don't need these Japanese games. We just need Western games. No, man, this isn't Fox.
Only thinking about themselves.
Yeah, this isn't Fox News. This is something completely different. Gamers need variety, and that's what Xbox should be providing, because that's what made the 360 one of the best consoles of all time. And Shadows, I have to disagree with you 100%, because you were saying that PlayStation was more dominant over the 360.
It wasn't.
It was not.
It wasn't.
The 360 was the darling of that.
It ran
era.
that whole generation to the very end.
That and the Wii. PlayStation was third. Yeah. They caught up afterwards because of the fact that they came out, and then the Xbox was kind of already ready to start the Xbox One. So it is what it is. Hanosis in the chat. He says, great work. Love the chat. God bless. Thank you so much. And for people out there that don't know, the super chat works. Go ahead and hit that super chat, man. Show support to the podcast. And again, share this out. Let people know. And if you are new to the channel, welcome. Be so kind to hit that subscribe button. Let me throw my man out here. Let me throw the subscribe man out here if y'all can see him. I don't know if y'all can see him. No, probably not. I gotta fix that. Anyway, so there you go. There he is right there. All right, guys. Let's go ahead and move on to the next topic. All right. Okay, here we go. This is what people have been waiting for right here, and that's the PlayStation Showcase. So this is probably going to be our longest segment. So I got to figure out how to piece this out, right? Okay, so you know what I'm going to do? This is the first thing I'm going to do, because we got to get this out the way. We'll talk about how we felt about the show, but I think that we need to address some of the things that a lot of the gamers have been talking about. And the one thing right here is about what we've seen right off the bat from PlayStation, and that was Knights of the Old Republic remake. And there are people out here that are saying that, well, Sony is paying for this game. They're publishing this game from the ground up. This game is exclusive to PlayStation 5. And it's caused an uproar to get people, not only there's other uproars, but we'll get to that. But let's start with this one. So I'm going to go to you first, Slayer, on this one, and then I'll go to Pred next. Slayer, what do you think about when you saw that? I thought, me personally, that was an oh wow moment. Like, oh, okay, cool. But not any time, from my perspective, did I think that the game was only exclusive to PlayStation 5.
KOTOR.
Yeah, KOTOR, the remake.
Okay.
So what do you think? Do you think that this game, because PlayStation is funding this game, do you think that this is going to be exclusive to just PlayStation 5 and PC?
You know what? If it was or wasn't, it would have been more clear by now, right? A lot of the press is saying very differently. The press is saying it's multi-plat. Jeff Grubb, The Verge, multiple outlets. Okay, Jeff Grubb was the first that I saw, and Tom for The Verge was the second. So those are the two that I remembered, right? So it seems to me it's multi-plat, but it's a timed exclusive. It's a game that was synonymous with Xbox and never came to PlayStation or anything else besides PC. Both games did, and the second game was made by Obsidian. So if this remake is successful and decide to do the second one, they gotta give a couple of ducats to Microsoft to get that code or whatever. Well, actually, maybe not, because it's Star Wars, so Disney probably owns the code or whatever. But still,
Right.
you know, Obsidian did the game, so you know they're probably gonna have to deal with them one way or another. I would imagine, right? See if they can get, you know, if they have any employees who worked on it back then who are still at Obsidian, you know, if they have, you know, source code or whatever that, you know, that Disney or whatever didn't hand over to LucasArts, whatever that's in their archive, they're gonna need that. But for now, all I want to mention is the same stuff I said yesterday. A lot of Xbox fans were in their feelings. I'm gonna say it straight up like that. A lot of Xbox fans were in their feelings.
Don't hold back.
Is what it
Don't-
is. It is what it
don't-
is.
yeah,
a lot
don't hold
of
back.
folks,
Don't hold
a
back.
lot of folks, their hearts were pounding for that quick little moment. For that quick little moment, like y'all was shook for real. Xbox fans were doing that, and I was seeing it happen live on Twitter. And you know, I said this yesterday elsewhere on Direct Gaming, and I was also on 100 Show. I was saying the same thing, and I got a lot of negativity from that, from the chat and stuff. And you know, a lot of people, they took it personal, like I claimed any names to it. Now I did shout out to one name about another issue that we were talking about at the time, that was Other Zinc. But you know, after I said my piece, he said his piece, and then we're talking in the chat later, in the party chat later. You know, that's the homie. You know, so that was all good. But some other folks had some things to say, and they were and they seemed to be all up in their feelings about it. Like they're shook, just like these PlayStation fans would be if they lost something that they considered to be an exclusive. The Xbox community, or at least certain aspects of it, start to act that same way. And they start to act like what they claim to hate the most in these PlayStation fans who like to be all out there and ridiculous. And shame on y'all. Shame on y'all for doing. Listen, I understand you're a little concerned about the game. And to be 100% frank, I was too. That's why I turned to Twitter and started looking, because I realized, hey, this is a Sony show, and this is what they always do. At the end of whatever segment of, you know, gameplay or CG trailer, whatever they show, you know, when they show all the logos, the developers, and what platform they are gonna have their game on. Usually with Sony, they would say it loud and proud, exclusive, with big letters, you know, just like how Microsoft like to say exclusive. They would do something to that degree. They would make it clear, and they would shout it out from the rooftops, and all the PlayStation fanboys would be there too, shouting it out. We got this exclusive, and you don't have it. Nah, 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 like you're 12 years old, right? Or 6 or whatever. But, you know, that's what I saw happening. It was just the same stuff, and I saw a lot of clown reactions about that, about Wolverine in particular. Was another example of that. But
it is what it is, man. Like, there's games out there, even if you're stuck to one platform, you're gonna see titles on other platforms. If you're a real gamer, that's gonna catch your eye. And how you react towards that situation is going to show to everybody the kind of person you truly are. Because like I said, I'm gonna keep it straight with you. I had those same feelings too. That's why I went to Twitter to get the facts. And I come across Jeff Grubb being the first that I saw, and then Tom from The Verge to say that it's multi-plat, or not multi-plat, timed exclusive. And the verdict is still actually, at least in my opinion, out on that. It's not 100% confirmed one way or another. But people are really in their feelings about it, and people need to chill. And they've been asked, and Sleepy brings up a good point. There were people who are mad too, and that's a separate thing. I think there was a lot of Xbox fans who were mad too because they've been asking for it. This is a title that the gaming community as a whole has been asking for this for a while now. This is also true. So to see that, you're gonna feel some kind of way, particularly if you're an Xbox fan. But let's keep it real. A lot of folks were acting like, yo, what the heck is going on? And I'm seeing a lot of folks, right? At least one person in the chat right now. You see, I'm not talking to you in particular. I'm not talking to anybody in particular. I'm saying people that I saw on Twitter. Okay? Names I can't even remember because they're not people I know. It's just people on Twitter. It was just, the feed is going on. I put in the KOTOR remake, and that's what I was seeing. A lot of Xbox fans saying something. So if you're in the chat right now saying, I didn't say that, I'm not talking about you. And it might actually be you if you're caught up in your feelings right now to tell me that. Because I wasn't talking about you. I don't know you. So I don't know what you're thinking. I just know what these people on Twitter were thinking because they said so. Okay? I'm just saying.
Damn, bro.
Gamers in general, Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo, PC, whatever platform you rock, even the MSX or the Commodore 64, there's still people who play those old platforms from back then like they play them new games today. It doesn't matter what platform you rock. Don't act like another platform can't have something you want, right? That make you say, for a second there, do I really want to go into a platform that I don't have for this one game? If the game is important to you, you're going to do that. I've done that many times. I've bought PlayStations. I bought every PlayStation up until this current one before there was even games I wanted to get for them. This is the first time I don't, and not even for the software, because I know one day that will be there and it will validate itself. And in fact, this show yesterday showed a lot of that eventually, yeah, I will have a PS5, but for now I don't. But get out of your feelings, people. Other platforms have games too. It's not just about the platform you like and rock and then want to sit there and say all this stuff. It's fake Xbox fans. Exactly. And a lot of people need to chill with all of that. It's really their sock accounts. You see, there's jokes about it, but you know what? That was a funny joke, Rain. But still, there's a lot of people who are real, because I would click on their names to see how long, if it was a sock account, and I saw a lot of them were acting like that too. And you see that on other platforms. When a PlayStation gamer will see a game on Xbox that they really want, and they'll start talking crap. It's not just the Xbox fans or PlayStation fans or Nintendo fans or whatever. People in general will do that. They feel some type of way about something that they want, but they can't have for whatever reason, but they could if they decide to buy the platform. But it is what it is. A lot of people are in their feelings about a lot of things, and I think that was pretty freaking shameful.
Yeah, no,
that's what I have to say on that.
Okay, all right, that's well said, man. I really do appreciate that. Fred, what do you think, man, about this whole KOTOR situation? We'll definitely get into the whole event a little bit later, but there's certain things that we need to talk about to discuss within what's been going on with the Xbox community and just with the gaming community itself. But do you think that this game is going to be a multi-plat, or do you actually believe what some of these people that's been saying out here on the net, that's saying this game is only going to be exclusive to the PlayStation 5 and PC?
It's multi-plat because Wikipedia said so.
Oh, Wikipedia!
I'm looking at it right now, and it literally says it's coming to other platforms.
Oh,
yeah, all the press heads have been saying so.
Yeah, I mean, not I mean, not saying Wikipedia is the end all be all, but they're usually pretty spot on with some of this stuff. But I mean, you would think like with it coming with the game originally starting with the Xbox side that they would have worked something out to get it on the Xbox platforms now. So I'm not worried about it not being multi-plat. It's what I've learned with Sony is to wait. The initial reaction is like, oh my god, they got this game, and then you come to find out later it's going on PC, or it's a time exclusive, or it's they just put the marketing out there to make it seem like it's only coming on their console when it's really coming out to other consoles day and date. It's not a time thing or anything like that. So just wait it out. Like don't. And again, this game's probably like did they even give a release date for it?
No.
Nope.
Yeah,
They
so
already
like
just started. Basically, that's what it seems to me.
So it's the typical smoke and mirror stuff. Let's show you stuff to get you hyped up, but you ain't gonna see this shit for another 2 or 3 years. So I'm not really worried about it not being multi-plat.
Nice. All right. Okay. So let's go to UD. What is your initial thoughts about this, man? I mean, people are upset. They've been saying all different types of stuff. I mean, we're really going to get in. I mean, I got a lot to say, not about this too much, about the whole Wolverine stuff. I can't hold it back. What I got to say about that. But what do you think about this? I mean, people are legitimately thinking that this game is going to be exclusive. There are people out there, because I heard it all day today and yesterday, that this game is going to be only on a PlayStation 5 and PC. What is your initial thoughts?
So my initial thoughts are kind of linked to my thoughts on the whole showcase, but I'll try to,
right. Yeah, that's cool.
Give you the abridged version. I think Fred said it best. I hate to say it like this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. I do not trust Sony. And I don't mean that maliciously. I don't mean that I hate them. Obviously not.
Holy shit.
Like Six said, I get a PlayStation every generation, so I'm always going to get one at some point when I feel comfortable and it's available. But like Fred said, and like Six said, if it was exclusive, it would be known at this point. And I have 2 examples for that. After the show, there were already articles that was like, Spider-Man 2 is PS5 only. Get your mind right, get your money up, because it's going to be PS5 only. So immediately after, which I assumed, but they kind of made it clear. So I feel like if it was, that would have been made clear. But also, a couple years back, I remember when the Insanity trilogy for Crash came out, and people, I love Crash Bandicoot. I've been playing it since I was little. People were just like, why aren't you getting it? You need to buy it. And I was like, I don't want it on my PlayStation. I'm going to wait until it's on Xbox. And people are like, no, it's exclusive. And I was like, but the package doesn't say only on PlayStation. They just, they launched it on PlayStation 4, but they never said only on PlayStation exclusive. And people were just like, it's never coming to Xbox. Like, you're tripping, just buy it. And then sure enough, a year later, it came to Xbox. So I feel like not having a cut and dry answer is an answer. If that makes sense. I feel like it's kind of a double-edged sword, only because I think it will come to Xbox, because there are even some things. There are people that thought the Grand Theft 5, which is now delayed, was only coming to PS5.
Oh, what?
Like,
did it get delayed? I didn't even know it got delayed.
Yeah, it did. I'm sorry, but yes, people thought it was only coming to PS5 because Sony showed it, and I was like, "What are you talking about?" They're like, "Yeah, and you get Grand Theft Online free within the first 3 months." I'm like, "Yeah, that's a marketing deal."
That was a stupid one to assume. That was the worst possible example to assume that. That's just dumb. Let me tell you something. Like, have you not been playing games long enough to get that one? Jeez.
There were a lot of people on Twitter. They're like, "Yeah, I'm mad it's not coming to Xbox." I'm like, who said that? Like, these marketing deals and announcements for these showcases are very meticulously done. because there were people that I was like, no, baby, that's not what that means. Like, you can get Grand Theft Online on PS5 for whatever they're talking about, but it's not exclusive. You know what I'm saying? It's weird. And whenever a company, Xbox included, whenever a company shows a game that's multi-plat, they're not going to say, oh, yeah, it's coming out on PS5, but it's also coming on Xbox. They're not going to say that. And it makes sense. Xbox is the same way. A game will come out on Xbox, and then Sony will post on Twitter like, hey, just announced, and they'll let you know. So I think it will hopefully come at some point, but it's a lot of grayness. But I think it will come, especially like y'all were saying, KOTOR was on Xbox previously and not on PlayStation. It's like them doing a remake or a remaster of Saints Row 1 on PS5 and then calling it exclusive because it came out on 360, but it wasn't on PS3. So it's really weird, but I feel like everybody's just kind of trying to snatch people up as fast as they can.
Yeah, no,
And it's
no. I totally agree. No, you're preaching to the choir here.
Snatching shit up.
Yeah, they just grabbing, and reaching.
So I think they will, but that's just me.
Okay, all right. So Mitchie, what do you think? Are you agreeing with everybody else, or do you have a different take?
Well, let's see. So if you remember the whole showcase thing, so everything before you saw Herman host, that are all multi-plat.
Yes.
It's all multi-plat because after Herman was on, then those are all exclusives.
Wait. Hold on, Mitchie. Don't do him like that. Hold on. Okay, I'm gonna have you repeat that.
Because that's what he said, exclusively on PlayStation.
Oh man, come on, Mitchie.
After
Don't
here,
do him like that.
That's what he said.
Oh man, Mitchie.
No, that's what he said. And everything before that, that is multi-plat.
Mitchie, come
on. Hold on. Repeat that for me. Hold on now.
You got to repeat that.
Oh shit! Say it again.
Okay, so if you watch the showcase, so everybody's thinking everything up until then is Sony exclusive, right? That's what everybody's thinking. But when you get to Herman and he starts talking, he said, "Well, now here are our Sony exclusives."
Wait, come on, Mitchie. You can't come on here.
It just takes 20 years.
Wait, hold on.
Mitchie.
Wait a minute. So what you saying? So all that work, right? So Jim Ryan spoke first.
Right.
Okay.
He spoke first at the beginning, blah, blah, blah. So boring.
Yada,
Like he's reading. He's a horrible reader.
Diabetes.
So yada. He showed
yada. Yep. And then you get the KOTOR and you get all those other games. And what? Deathloop was in there, and so was Ghostwire Tokyo, and we all know that those are not exclusive to Sony. I mean, timed, but not exclusive.
And then Herman's
on. Yep, Herman Hulst. He comes on.
And then he said everything after this.
And he said, and here are our Sony exclusives.
What? She ain't lying.
Words.
She's not lying. That's the whole point. She is not lying. And hold on, by the way,
it's true. I totally forgot about that part. She's so right. That clears it up right there.
And D, last week we was talking about developers that want to make women with thighs. This developer, right? Well, yeah, this isn't Mitchie. This was D. D was talking about
what
we need. Because remember, you was talking about developers need to make women with thighs. You know what I'm saying? With
okay, hold on.
Okay,
hold on.
Okay, all right.
What had happened was,
yeah.
What I had said was,
yes.
In character creation, I want to be able to make my character.
Oh, you want a fuller woman.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I didn't specify.
That's what I was about to say. Hold
on. My point was this developer, whoever making this Project Eve, that
is a tiny woman.
She's a tiny woman in the waist, but
and all the time you spend looking at her ass.
Not even thighs. That's like that.
Come on, bro.
I mean, I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
I didn't take anatomy, okay? I'm not a medical professional.
I'm
But,
just saying.
Jesus.
But they made sure that she had
And
back in.
Yes.
But go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It's true. It's true.
so that's why it's not exclusive, because before, he tells you what's exclusive, even though nobody was listening apparently.
I wasn't. Damn.
So all those Sony fanboys that are online talking, I'm like, well, what are you guys talking about? Didn't you guys listen to your own showcase?
Lord have mercy, man. Come on now. I was not expecting Mitchie to come in here and be messy. You know what I'm
And to
saying?
back up what Mitchie is saying there, even Horizon, because it will come to PC. Think about it. Every game up until that segment at the end when they showed Gran Turismo and what was the other game?
God of War.
It was God of War and God of War.
And then also they showed
they showed Spider-Man 2 in there.
Right.
Spider-Man 2.
Of course.
That might be.
Was Wolverine before or after the break?
It was after that.
Yeah,
It was
after
the
that.
last 10 minutes of the show.
Yeah. I don't think Spider-Man was in there actually because we all know eventually the first one is coming to PC, and so if they do the first one, of course they're gonna do the second one. But Gran
I think
Turismo
they just
and
want
God
to
of
make
War,
sure to say that
right.
after this point, these are all exclusive, and
They made a point to say that. You're absolutely right. Yeah, that settles it right then and there because they said it and they made it very clear. And like I said about the exclusive things, if they wanted to, they would. And there they did. I don't know how I missed that point.
I've listened to a lot of podcasts, and nobody has brought up that point, and I'm like, didn't anybody listen?
You're the only one who said it. It's true. Wow, a lot of people are probably listening to that and going, "Oh snap!"
Now I gotta watch.
I know I did.
I was waiting for somebody else to say it, but I wasn't expecting Mitchie to just throw it out like that. That's wild to me. That is definitely wild because she caught on right onto it. That is absolutely right. Like that's when Jim Ryan came in and said what he said. They showed a whole bunch of multiplats, and then right after that, then that's when old dude said
Herman was on, and
he said these are PlayStation exclusives. That's what he said. And then
here are our exclusives.
And this is what's funny is because PlayStation fans will say this to you that games that's going over on PC is not exclusive, but they showed the Uncharted 4 and its DLC as going on PC as an exclusive. So therefore, Sony.
Yeah, but they don't care about that. That's an old game.
Yeah, right. But no, that was the narrative that they pushed was that games that was on PC couldn't be exclusive because of the fact that it was on a different platform. PC is not a console. And I've said that. I've been preaching this gospel for years. But people sit there, but PlayStation said themselves. These are PlayStation exclusives. So I found that to be really crazy. Damn. Mitchell, you have anything else you want to add before I move on?
No, I'm done. I made my point.
Oh man, yeah. Yeah. That's it. All right, so let me go to you, Real Gamer. What do you got to follow that, brother? I mean, the whole situation that's going on with people speculating that KOTOR remake is not going to be coming to Xbox. What's your initial thoughts, man?
Again, no company, or whether this game is exclusive, time exclusive, whatever, but any event that a company had, they will not advertise their competitor's logo on the screen. It is what it is. We always seen that. They would never do that. But yes, you can't never satisfy anybody in this damn community. It's just how it is, man. But like I say, next year in 2022, we all eating because great games on all consoles that's coming out. And as far as this game goes, this game seems like it's far out. One thing about Sony, what they love to do is build up hype for 3 to 4 years. These games probably be coming out at the tail end of this generation. Maybe 2023, 2024. I don't know. But I was about to say something. I'm probably say that for the next topic, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But like all this crying and bickering on whether this is exclusive, time exclusives. One thing that does bother me, and I think it's a waste of money, is time exclusives. And I think Sony do a lot of that. I feel that while Sony was playing checkers last gen with all these time exclusives and all that, Microsoft was playing chess, and that's how they acquired Bethesda. Because a lot of those games that was on the PS4 at first, like all the Yakuza games, you got the what else? Dragon Quest 11,
Dragon
like
Quest,
a lot of these,
yeah, I was gonna say that.
11, like a lot of these big games, these Japanese games, it's on Game Pass. We had to pay an extra $1.
And lots of crossplay, even though Sony tried to block a lot of that.
So a lot of those games that they pay for the time exclusive, like I feel like it's a waste because those games will eventually wind up on Game Pass, or whether it takes a year or 2 years, whatever. When I heard that Microsoft spent, I'm not sure if it was $100 million or $200 million for that year time exclusive for Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
I'm like, that was a waste of money.
Mm-hmm.
Like instead, it's like this. Instead of them paying all that money on the Rise of the Tomb Raider, they could have paid that to Insomniac Games.
Yeah,
remember,
but they helped develop that game. They helped develop the Tomb Raider.
Well,
like remember, Sony paid a little bit over $200 million,
right?
And
229 million.
That's pocket change. Just look at the high quality of their games. Like honestly, they worth probably over $1 billion because they make really great games. They got a good deal out of that. A great deal.
And Microsoft got nothing for flack for doing that. Meanwhile, Sony does that all 25 years they've been around, but everybody claps for that.
It's messaging, which is the biggest.
It's the
issue
optics, really.
The optics, right?
So like I say, overall, like we all eat next year, like we ain't really talk about, why are we talking about a game that's coming out probably in 3-4 years? We got probably the biggest game that's going to touch Xbox next year. It's called Starfield. It's never coming to PlayStation. We now came to terms, and PlayStation fanboys still in denial. But like I say, man, we got great games coming out next year. You got Legend of Zelda. You got God of War, Horizon Forbidden West. We're eating. We're all eating. We're all eating. So I'm saying like a neutral game. People that don't like the neutral games, we got to pick a side. Remember that, we got to pick a side. But like this the Star Wars game, like it sucks if it's a time exclusive because it started on an Xbox console. I can understand the frustration, but let's be real, man. Things have changed because games that you would think that would be on the PlayStation console is no longer an exclusive, like Kingdom Hearts. Like Kingdom Hearts used to always be on PlayStation, and it wound up on Xbox One. Like times had changed. So, like I say, if it's a time exclusive on PlayStation, it is what it is. I might, either I wait to get it on Xbox, or I just go ahead and buy it on PS5 because I have a PS5. It's just a bunch of fanboy flame war nonsense that's going on. Just enjoy your games and just keep it moving. That's all I got to say.
AKA business as usual.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, so who did I miss on this last?
I want to say it was Pred.
Okay, Pred.
Oh, Pred was second.
Yeah, I thought Pred was second.
Yeah, you got it.
I think I got everybody. Yeah, because I was just trying to have the proper rotation. Okay, so Mitchie just took everything that I had to say about that because that was the main point that I was going to say is that right after Jim Ryan talked about the titles that was going to be coming to the PlayStation 5, then his name is Holtz. I guess I don't really Herman Holtz, which a lot of PlayStation fans like better than Jim Ryan. I may add, but
because he actually plays the games.
Well, you know what I'm saying? He doesn't come off as corporate. He comes off as a gamer. You know what I'm saying? So that's a whole different take.
It comes off as corporate to me, but not in a bad way like with Jim Ryan.
No. Like
it's a cross between corporate and gamer. He's both in Herman. I see that in Herman.
Jim Ryan
is straight corporate.
Yeah, Jim Ryan is straight corporate. He acts just like Don Matrick. And then you got Ooh, I know, right? That's the name of evil, right? to the Xbox gamer. But regardless of that, this is the thing to me that that PlayStation fans did not want to talk about, or I can't say PlayStation fans, the stands, of course, did not want to talk about, is because it was partitioned. It was separated. It was right there. And the first game that they showed, listen, Sony sent a message to Xbox. Like, okay, you want to buy all this stuff? You want to get all these acquisitions? This is what we're going to do. We're gonna play our tactics as we always have, and we're going to present this, and we're going to have our fan base, and on top of that, we're going to have our radical fan base spread this information that these games are only going to be on PlayStation. Because they know exactly how the PlayStation network works. Not the true actually network, but the actual social media network handles things. And they are not ashamed of lying to the public. It is the most fascinating thing that I've ever seen, right? So
there's a couple of them doing it in the chat right now, They've been doing it all
right.
They
Like,
always do.
Yeah, I had somebody come in here. I had to put the boot to because they were over here talking crazy. Listen, I'm not worried about all of that other extra that you was over here trying to spill, but don't come there. Bring that, take that somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? We're over here talking about games. But this is the thing to me is where I think that Sony and Xbox gamers, you know what? No, I'm not going to do it because I got another point I want to bring up, and then that's when I'll bring it. And I'm not going to be lenient. I might lose a couple of friends after I say this, but I'm not. No, because you know what? KMEGA does not hold his tongue for anyone, even for people who supporters or not. Or listeners, I'm not going to hold my tongue for anybody because I feel that people need to hear the truth and not hear bullshit. So I'm going to save it for this next segment. I'm not going to say it for this one. This is the big one right here. All right, so this point right here, and then we'll get into the whole, get everybody's thoughts about the whole PlayStation event itself. Okay, so Wolverine was shown on the PlayStation showcase. Caused a lot of attention, made a lot of attention. Not only that, but Spider-Man 2. Big, huge, fantastic offerings from Insomniac. Insomniac should get a lot of credit for what they do. Insomniac is actually put themselves in a position to where there are one of the top elite studios out there. But then we seen Wolverine. When I first seen it, I was like, oh, that looked like Logan. And I thought that it was going to be maybe he was a extra or a playable character potentially that was going to be in Spider-Man 2 because there was a lot of rumors about Spider-Man 2 going to be shown on this event. But then when they had its own game, that to me was the oh shit moment of the event. Now, this is my thing that I want to ask you guys right here. And I'm going to go straight to you on this one, Predator. This was great, but why is there Xbox gamers that are so, and you could be one of them, I don't know, that are so about, no, he could. Fred, there's a lot of times that I agree with Fred, there's a lot of times I disagree with Fred, because Fred be on that wavelength, and that's what I love about Fred, because Fred is not going to hold his tongue either, so I can't, that's why I'm going to him first, because I want to hear what he has to say. I hear so many Xbox gamers now coming out and saying, Xbox got to do something. They got to compete with this superhero Marvel MCU takeover from Sony. I've seen so many people get upset. They're angry. And for everything that Xbox has shown, that's been overshadowed because they showed the Wolverine. Now, Pred, when you first saw that, what was your initial thoughts? And what do you think? Are you with those people out there that feels that Xbox has to now bring some superheroes into the fold in order to compete to what Sony is doing with like the likes of Spider-Man, and potentially like there was a tag that showed the Hulk 181. That was an issue of a comic that was Wolverine against the Hulk. So what do you think? Does Xbox need to make this move, or do you think that this is overblown by a lot of the Xbox gamers out here in the social media?
Overblown.
Oh shit!
This isn't like Spider-Man.
That Dallas game got you totally different tonight.
No, this isn't like the Spider-Man deal where Sony owns Spider-Man, and the rights to the character. Like Microsoft could easily make their own Wolverine game. We used to have remember back in the day we used to have Spider-Man games on other systems.
Yes.
Like it's the same scenario. Like Microsoft could say, hey, we're gonna get Rare of all people, like somebody, to make a Wolverine game. So like that MCU universe isn't owned by Sony. They just, they went out to Insomniac and they had them make a game using that character. That doesn't mean that Microsoft can't go out to, let's say, Obsidian and have them make the same game or a similar game or another game completely different from it. So I don't think like it's not exclusive. Like Wolverine is not exclusive to the Sony franchise, and I think that's what people are not understanding. Spider-Man is the character Spider-Man, yes, but anybody in the MCU universe it's not tied to Sony, and people need to understand that. Now, the optics and the way things look right now, it kind of makes people feel that way because they got Spider-Man, now they got Wolverine, but that's not really the case. So I don't think Microsoft needs to answer to that. I mean, when we had this conversation, I don't know if it was on Next or on GRG a while back, where we were talking about, Microsoft kind of we wanted them to kind of pick up WB to get Batman because, Sony had Spider-Man and stuff like that. And Wolverine's my favorite character. I'm not a comic book guy, but I've always watched Wolverine back in the day on Saturdays when they used to have it on TV. He was my favorite character. That's who I always picked. Like if they're gonna do it, I think it's I don't think Microsoft has to respond to it by trying to buy up, exclusive rights to a character just because Sony did. I mean, there's enough on this side of the table where we're eating good as it is, to have to do that. And they, like the whole exclusive thing, part of it. So like I wouldn't worry too much about it. I just don't see it. Yeah, they get the game, they get the Wolverine game on the platform exclusive, but like I said, Microsoft could easily make a Wolverine game too if they really wanted to. So,
okay, all right. I am shocked at that because I was expecting you to get on to the side of like Xbox has to.
Batman,
Black
Panther.
Right. I was expecting it, but yeah, you know what I'm saying. Look, a relaxed, rested Pred is a more reasonable Pred, I guess I could say.
I mean, the fanboy in me would be like, "Yo, buy up everything."
Right. Yeah, the fanboy in you wants, yeah, but I mean, I think that's what we have to look at it as a reasonable fan. Not only whatever our preferences may be, but I think as a reasonable fan, what you said, I think is absolutely correct. So I'm going to go to you next, Mitchie. What do you think? I mean, do you think that Xbox needs to answer immediately with something with the Xbox fan base after what Sony has shown?
Wolverine is cool, but it just seems so Sony. It's. I think Xbox is more unique rather than just placating to the popular thing that is. Like look at Psychonauts 2. That is unique and endearing and everything you want a game to be. Rather than, I love Wolverine too. I mean, I love the movies, and we did have Wolverine games like that one that was when the one movie came out.
Yeah, Origins.
Yeah, game was much better than the movie, but
a lot of people will agree with you on that, right?
But we had Wolverine games back in the day, and if more people would have played them, maybe we'd have more. But not enough people played them. So maybe I don't think they need to respond. I don't think they need to go out and need to get the Hulk or anything foolish like that. No, it'd be great if they'd buy Batman. I'd be down with Batman. I do love Batman.
So you like Batman better than Wolverine? Is that what you're telling us?
Well, it's not going to be Hugh Jackman Wolverine.
Right. Right.
I love Hugh Jackman Wolverine.
Oh,
not,
listen. Okay, now you bring your thirst into this anyway.
Yes.
So all right, I got you. Yes, you bringing a thirst into the scene. All right. So okay, all right. I'll move around. I'm gonna go to you, Real Gamer. What is your initial thoughts of this, man? Is this a problem for Xbox? Brother, I'm ready.
I got a lot to say about this.
Yeah,
man.
Again, no, take your time. You know what I'm saying? Because you haven't said really too much. I want you to break it down. Let us know.
Okay, again, I don't understand why this community is still in uproar. Just like what I said a while ago. Mm-hmm. Microsoft is playing chess, Sony's playing checkers, and we got to look at the long game here. Even we still got some good games coming out, this year, next year, but going to 2023, 2024, 2025, we going to be at a pace that we might be getting probably 2 games a month. Just look at all the studios that they have. We going to be eating a lot down the line, but. I don't know why these Xbox fans or fanboys tripping out, because have they forgot about Perfect Dark? Have they forgot about Elder Scrolls 6, Avowed? They forgot about Outer Worlds 2. Did they forgot about Indiana Jones, Wolfenstein 3? It had that didn't get confirmed, but I'm pretty sure they will make another one. But machine games, ID was ID Tech or software, whatever. You got Arcane, like games like Deathloop, Ghostwire Tokyo, like come on, they're going to be time exclusive to PlayStation, but after this, that's it. Psychonauts 2, it was multi-plat. After that, that is it. Everything else is going to be Xbox exclusive, going down the freaking line. Like, come on, man. I don't know why these people are tripping right now. And if you think about it, with this Wolverine, like Sony don't have the exclusive rights to Wolverine. It could be another major, I won't say it could be another Major League Baseball, because that game wasn't selling well. That game, no, wait.
Oh, don't do it like that.
The reason why Major League Baseball stepped in, because the game wasn't selling well. That's why they made it multiplayer.
Betrayal.
Oh, Lord.
But looking at the fact that Insomniac Games is making this game, it's going to sell well. So it probably 99% chance going to stay on PlayStation. But it's not 100% guaranteed it's going to stay on PlayStation, because Sony does not own the rights of Wolverine. So, that's basically, what I really wanted to say a while ago. But either way it go, man, we are eating, man. Just chill with this. This is why I keep on saying that I don't know why a lot of Xbox guys want to copy and paste everything Sony does, man. We're so diverse with so many games and studios, man. Like, just chill out for a second. It seems like Sony right now is, they got a lot of hype and everything, because they showing games 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 years down the line. But like I said, we know what is in store for us Xbox fans, going forward. No more of these 6 to 8 month drops. No more. Early, we got even though Back 4 Blood is not, exclusive, but it's Game Pass day one. We don't have to pay $60. That's for us. Forza Horizon 5, November. Halo Infinite, December. Early next year, I'm not sure if it's January, February. We got Stalker 2. That game looks awesome. We're eating. We go to eat next year.
Crossfire X is this year as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
We're eating, man. You never know. Next year's E3, you might get a release date. Now, you know what? I won't go that far. I was about to say Fable, but that's never
Don't do it to me.
Gameplay, at least.
Don't do it to me.
I'll man. You killing him, man. You killing him.
But like, what is Correlation working on? Correlation.
Coalition.
What are they working on?
They're working on a game which I keep saying that it is that Shanghai Knights Because they're not working on Gears. Because they're not working on Gears. They want to bring a game out. So yeah, Coalition's working on something themselves.
I trust Coalition.
Oh, absolutely.
To get us a great game. To be honest, Coalition was my number one Xbox developer last generation.
Oh yeah,
they make really good games.
I say turn 10, but yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, no, they
make really good games. Like, just chill with this, man. I'm looking at the chess, man. People looking at checkers. Just chill. Sony don't even have half the studios Microsoft have. Like, come on, man. I just named a bunch of studios. Oh, I ain't named Compulsion. What's the other one? Obsidian. Of course, you got 343. You got Coalition. Initiative. That's the one that's doing Perfect Dark. Like, come on, man. Like, I'm good. I'm chilled. So I don't know why they can't be chilled, man. Like, just chill out. Let everybody eat. And we should be happy, but you can't make everybody happy. But that's all I gotta say for right now. I go on all day, but
no, bro, take it like listen. You're a guest. You can sit there and say you can be as long as you want to. That's not a problem. But I will. So I want to have to keep you on because there's somebody that is saying that is not. I think that he's not agreeing with you. So let me just go ahead and say this. Our boy, Eternal Umbra. It's kind of
Umbra.
Let me country. I don't know. Hell, these people with these weird ass names. And I'm drinking now because I haven't, you know what I'm saying? I haven't been drinking nothing for the last couple of weeks.
Oh no.
Here
Off the rails now.
Oh yeah, because I got a KMEGA rant will come, so don't worry about that. It's been about 3 weeks, so I'm about to
Pace
do some
yourself, brother. Pace yourself.
What does he disagree about?
Okay, so let me read what he says. He says, now, hold on. Now, I don't know if Eternal was saying this to you, but I just seen it.
He was, because he was saying it when you were saying it.
Right. So she says, dude is saying a lot of irrelevant things here. He says, we know all these things are coming, and we still want Xbox to have its own superhero licensed game. Has nothing to do with copying Sony. So, okay, so
it
if you could please elaborate.
Does.
Okay, well, no.
It literally does.
No. I want Real Gamer to respond to that because Eternals is a fantastic member of the listener. And you know what I'm saying? And I you know what I'm saying? And I am shocked because I'm not used to Eternal saying this, but this is what we've been talking about. I think this is a very significant point to where Xbox gamers need to talk to Xbox gamers in this situation. So what do you have to come back with his statement? Real.
It's not like we don't have any superhero games because Rocksteady got the Arkham series, the Batman series. You got the new one that's coming out with what's the name of that? Batman's not in it, but it's the other ones. What's the name of
Gotham
it?
Knights.
It has Nightwing. Is it Arkham Knights? Yeah, so
Gotham
that's
Knights.
A superhero game. Oh, Gotham Knights. Knights.
Suicide Squad.
Oh yeah, Suicide Squad. So we got games coming as superhero, but I guess coming from that person, they want exclusive. They want Microsoft to license or I doubt they're gonna buy a Wolverine or any type of MCU character from Disney. That ain't gonna never happen. But like I said, man, like y'all just be patient and chill. The games will come. And as far as superheroes go, like right now it's a lot of hype with these superheroes. It's on the PlayStation side, but just wait until the other games come out. I'm not sure when Gotham Knights is coming out. Maybe it might come out next year. I don't know. It should come out next year because we keep seeing all this gameplay. Like we need to know when it's coming out. So maybe when this game come out, maybe it will shut up a lot of people. But as far as, coming to me about Microsoft owning or buy the rights of the superhero, you got to go take it up with Microsoft, not me. Like, I'm just going to be real with you. Like, would I like for them to do that? I really don't care because I'm not that type of person that, that want to gloat. Because it's whole console war stuff, be like, that's why Xbox got this. You can't have this place. I'm not that type of person because if there's a game that I like, I'm just gonna buy the console, whatever the game that is on. But I'm just looking at the overall picture, man. That we going to have a superhero game or two of them. That's it's multiplayer. It's like I don't care about this if a game is multiplayer. You know how people will say if the game is multiplayer, it doesn't count. That nonsense is so fanboy crap.
Oh yeah.
It's just so stupid. Like, we always had superhero games, with even though the Amazing Spider-Man might not be that great of a superhero game, it's okay. Of course, you got the Batman Arkham Knights, and all the Batman games. You got I would say Superman, but no, that's not very good.
Yeah, no,
No, but we always had. Honestly, if it wasn't for Sony acquiring Insomniac Games, then we wouldn't be having this discussion right now, because it was really the Spider-Man games that really blew up this whole entire this debate between Microsoft need to copy and paste what Sony did. Because like I said, if there was no Spider-Man game back in, what was it, 2018, 2017, whatever, then we wouldn't be having this discussion right now. And they just firing on all cylinders because they doing a Wolverine game, Spider-Man 2, in which I'm freaking hyped because they got Miles Morales, and you got, of course, the main character, the main villain is Venom, and it's a possibility. It might be a co-op game, so I'm very. Oh, you know what? Let's say that for the other topic. But
okay,
but like I say, man, it's just I really don't know what else to say, man. Like, you got to take the with Microsoft, not me. You might could disagree. We could just agree to disagree. But I'm happy for the people that's excited. But as far as the Xbox gamer, me personally, I'm excited for the games that's coming this year and the games that's coming in the future. And I'm excited for the Gotham Knights and the Suicide Squad. So that's all I got on that.
All right, okay, and there's nothing wrong with it. You know what I'm saying? I agree with a lot of things that you were saying. So, all right, so let's move on down the line. Six Layer, what is your thoughts about this, man? I mean, are you agreeing with what our guest is saying tonight, or are you agreeing with more what Eternal is saying? Where's your thoughts about the whole situation?
I disagree with Eternal. I definitely agree with our guest here. And Straight Duval says it straight with his line. It has nothing to. If it has nothing to do with copying Sony, then why wasn't it mentioned prior to Spider-Man? Would be nice, but not needed. Oh, listen, Eternal. If you want a superhero game, that's cool. I can understand why you and many people, including myself, would. But none of y'all was talking this talk until yesterday. Okay? As soon as the trailer was out, like I said, was watching Twitter in real time. Xbox fans were losing their shit. Let's not get those words twisted. Let me say it again. Xbox fans were losing their shit. That's what was going on. Okay? So there's lots of superhero games on every platform. We know this. Okay? But all of a sudden now, they announced a Wolverine game that they just started because they just picked up the developer. Hell, they're probably using the Spider-Man engine or a variation thereof.
Oh, yeah, they're definitely using Spider-Man.
I can only imagine.
Engine. Yeah, no doubt.
I can only imagine, right? So, calm down. It's a Wolverine game. That sounds cool to me too. And if it doesn't come to Xbox and I really want it that bad and it really looks that good, I'll buy a PlayStation and the game. That's what I'll do. And if you really want it that bad and you don't have a PlayStation and it's worth it to you, you'll do the same, right? But if it's not on your platform and it's made by a second-party studio to a competing console, what do you expect for the platform that you root for to say, oh, let's go and make a bunch of superhero games because the competition is doing it? That only validates what the competition is doing. You're supposed to be validating what you're doing. And if you want a superhero game, once again, that's cool. I want one too. I want to see lots of superhero games. We have a bunch now. I'd love to see more, and more are coming. Okay? Gotham Knights and what have you are all coming. We know about those. But don't get the words twisted. Okay? People were losing their shit as soon as they saw Wolverine. Xbox fans were losing their shit. Okay? And just like what I was saying with the other subject, right? It's the same thing here. You're embarrassing yourselves when you act like this. And Umbra, I'm calling out your name now because you were addressing what I said directly. And that's why I'm addressing you directly. It's not about disrespect or nothing. It's just like when I was saying earlier when I was debating about certain things with Other Zinc yesterday. Okay? It's not about disrespect, but I want you to understand. Xbox fans were losing their shit yesterday. And I'm not saying you're losing your shit yesterday. I don't know you.
I've seen your name in chats left and right. Don't take it personal. But when people are losing their shit, if it doesn't, what's the term there? If it's not you, I'm talking about, and saying you're doing these things left and right, then don't worry about it. I said Xbox fans were doing that. And any more than that, I don't have to any more than that to say other than what I said before when we were speaking on it earlier. Shame on you Xbox fans for acting like this. Like, grow the hell up.
I got a question. Isn't Indiana Jones kind of like a superhero?
Yes.
In which is going to be an exclusive?
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say. Thank you.
Yeah, no, okay. All right. So, okay, thank you, Slayer. Pred, did I come to you?
Went to me first.
I went to you first. Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, so now it's the ladies. All right, so Minchie, what is your
Nope, got me.
Oh, did I do? Okay, so D is the last one. Okay, yeah.
Yes.
All
Y'all
right,
see
all
how
right.
he do me? Y'all see
Yeah,
I'm a
I
regular
see.
stepchild?
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, y'all see it. I ain't even say nothing. I'm
because I
regular
got you
stepchild.
because I got you listed for the first, so you will be ready for the next topic because I got you first. Okay, so
Y'all are witnesses.
oh,
Okay.
disrespectful. D, why you doing me like that? All right, so D, what is your initial thoughts about this situation? I mean, are you on the other side with people like Eternal? Or are you on the side with Slayer and Real Gamer and even Pred? Like, I'm surprised because I thought Pred was going to be on the other side, but it seems like a lot of people everybody on the panel so far has been on the side of like, look, it is great, but it's not that big of a deal. Where are you at on this?
I'm not really on a side. I will
Okay.
tell you what my thoughts were
Please.
when I saw it. So I'm the kind of person where I give credit where credit is due.
Mm-hmm.
Insomniac is one of the few developers that I can say hand over heart does not miss. Period. Like, there's nothing of their work that I have seen or experienced or played personally that I'm like, yeah, this shit not it. So when I saw it was Insomniac, first of all, I made the assumption, maybe incorrectly, that it's gonna be an exclusive to PlayStation, which so is Spider-Man. Two, it's not coming out for at least, what year is this? 2021? At least 2 years. And then my next thought was, great, I have 2 years to get a PS5. Those were my initial thoughts. Only because, like Sick and I have been saying for weeks, I'm getting a PS5. I just don't know when. At this point in time, I'm not in a rush to get it. I don't want to spend that kind of money on the system yet, but I know at some point I'm going to buy it. That's just the facts because I know there are going to be games and experiences that I want to have to myself that are not going to be on PlayStation or excuse me, on Xbox. And that is okay for me. I'm okay with if, that's where I have to go to get it. That's where I'm going to buy it. Xbox never crossed my mind when I saw that teaser. There was nothing in my mind that was like, damn, I wish Xbox had this. Because I knew what I was watching, who I was watching. And as soon as I saw Insomniac, I was like, oh, it's PlayStation. Because 6-7 years ago when Sunset Overdrive came out, people, I don't know if y'all remember, people were pissed at Sony. Like, how can you let Insomniac work for somebody else?
Facts.
And I was like, but they're not I mean, they work with Sony closely with certain titles. Now it's official because Sony has bought them. So if I ever see Insomniac, my first inclination is, oh, this is going to be Sony only. And that's why I bought my PlayStation 4. I bought it for the PS2 games and I bought it for Spider-Man. I bought it for something else. I bought it mid to late cycle so I could get the Horizon, the God of War, for $20, that kind of thing. So I didn't think of anything of Xbox, but that kind of goes to my next point for the next topic. So, um, like somebody else said, this is a ridiculously great time to be a gamer because I feel like there is something for everyone everywhere you look. Like, I feel like if you're a gamer, and especially if you're blessed and fortunate to have both systems, there's something for you regardless of what genre you like, regardless of what difficulty you're looking for, price point, there's something for you. And I cannot recall another generation this early at that with that being the case. So that was my thoughts when I saw it.
Okay. All
But
right.
that's just me.
No. That's a great point. Great point. All right. Did I miss anybody else? All right. Okay. Cool. Let me go ahead and take this last sip. Okay.
Don't do it.
Oh no. I'm sorry, Mitchie.
Too late.
You came in the wrong show because KMEGA is about to be KMEGA on another level.
Oh,
Oh boy.
what did we do to deserve this, Lord? What did we do?
Eternal.
This is about to happen right now.
Eternal. Be Shadows.
Vin Diesel's a superhero.
I'm going through and I'm looking at saying others Inc. So many others, right? I'm not even gonna keep going up to so many people that's been chatting. I'm just gonna come out here and call you out. Not because you might agree with me when I'm on my stance on this, but Eternal, and I know where you've been, and I know where your stance is. I respect that. I don't. If you guys know me, and I'm always for people said Sony came out and that was the old shit moment with Wolverine. Like that was great. Like I'm like, whoa. Whoa.
I would say they had two. It was that and KOTOR. But KOTOR to a lesser extent.
No, KOTOR wasn't. And not at all, because I knew KOTOR. I brought that on the next podcast. Pred wasn't there because Pred was at the Dallas and Tampa game. But I brought that up and I brought what Pred was talking about. We talked about that months ago about that studio in Dallas was working on the next KOTOR games. Because it's not only this, we didn't know that it was a remake, right? But we knew that it was a sequel. And we knew that they were going to do that, and they came out because they're former BioWare developers. So we knew that was coming, right? So, and this was months before other insiders started talking about it, all of a sudden. And I got to give a big shout out to Pred on that. I'm glad you're on the show so we can give you your flowers. But this is the thing right here, right? I'm sick of it. I am sick of you guys talking that silly shit. I am dumbfounded sometimes on some of these reactionary what's the proper word? Because I don't want to get too filthy, but I want to just say these reactionary posts or emotional distress calls. It's box. Please do more. And what I see is Xbox is doing 10 times more than what the competition is doing. And all we get back is people still saying we need more, want more. I want more. I wish that I could post the Kobe commercial, but I get flagged for that, where Kanye talks about, man, my albums are hits. And then he says, what should I do? And Kobe says, more. But I'm number one. I'm the hottest rapper in the game. More. You know what I'm saying? That's where I see Xbox gamers get to this point. PlayStation gamers, you see what they do? This shit has been dry all year long. Year long. They were hyping up Ratchet and Clank. When was the last time that any PlayStation stand, or I guess their new words is Pegasus, are hyping up Ratchet and Clank? When was it?
The week after it came out. That's when.
When was it? And what I keep seeing from Xbox gamers is more. They bought the whole damn the whole damn caboodle of ZeniMax. They didn't say, we're just going to get this who makes Doom, or we're just going to get this who makes Wolfenstein, or this or Tango Games, or this who does ESO. We buying it all. And we're going to get Obsidian. We're going to get the developers of Wasteland. We're going to get this, that, blah, 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 blah. And we're going to make a studio that's going to make Perfect Dark from the ground up and their former PlayStation developers. And what do I still see? More. You gotta let PlayStation have their shine. They're not gonna go out like Willy Lump Lump and just take their L's and just go away and shrink like a shrinky goddamn dink once the heat is on. It's not happening. And I know that that might probably be an old phrase because there's a lot of younger people that listen to us. But a shrinky dink is some shit back when we were kids where you could take this little thing, put it in the oven, and shrink it to a sticker and then post it somewhere. That's what we used to have. It's called a shrinky dink. Go look it up.
Oh wow.
And not on top of that, they got Minecraft. They got all this other shit. The Coalition, they got, you know what I'm saying? 343 is doing Halo, one of the biggest franchises, one of the Rushmore games of all time. Yep. Come on. Compulsion. They Double Fine. You got to stop. Minchie was just bringing up like this game is fantastic. I want to make to my last topic. You know what I'm saying, to tonight. So I'm not even gonna get into that. So the point that I'm trying to say is to this: the Xbox gamers, relax. If Sony is going to get Marvel characters, then so be it. Xbox can't get everything. Yes. They have more money than God, if that's what you want to try to point and push out. But Sony has money too. And Sony is going to be selective of what they're doing. And what's crazy is that, you know what? Listen, let's just push this out there. Disney is playing coy. Disney is playing by the book right now because they know that one of their main characters that they really want bad is Spider-Man. So they're going to just go ahead and let Sony have what they want until it comes down and Sony is in a bad position and they're saying, look, man, we giving you everything that we asked, what you asked of us. We giving you Spider-Man, we giving you Wolverine. Hell, we giving you T'Challa. We giving you, I don't know. We giving you everything that you asked for. Now it's time that you're not doing what you're supposed to do. Why don't you just let us go ahead and buy out Sony Pictures? That's what Disney is trying to do. Disney is over here like, look, yeah, we'll kiss your ass right now. But what we're going to do here a little bit later, what we're going to do is that we're going to just play with you and let you allow you to feel that you in full control and let you get the games. So, because we know that the PlayStation fan base loves Spider-Man. They will love Wolverine. They will love whatever else that you want. If it's Morbius, if it's Blade, if it's whoever else, if it's Black Panther, whatever, we'll let you have it. Until the time is right for us to strike so we can buy Sony Pictures. Disney is on a whole different thought process than what's going on with the video game shit. They're like, look, we see Spider-Man is really huge, so we're going to go ahead and let you make that money for us because we own that. You'll get your money, but we own that. That's what a lot of PlayStation fans don't know, and they try to cover up. I got to give a big props to my boy Triple Cup Chuck for that because he was the first person to tell me that. Go look at the research, and yes, and then also Heatbot. They were one of the first people that I've seen actually bring out the truth about that. So that process is there. So they bring Wolverine. You know what? I did a poll on purpose. I did a poll yesterday on purpose because I was talking to some people online last night, and I said, you know what? I just gotta figure out how popular Wolverine is, and found out that Wolverine. I said, look, I'm looking at the poll numbers. Wolverine is not even in the top 10 of most popular characters. Wolverine's like in the top 15.
What?
Really? Yeah. Wolverine's not. Listen, Wolverine's popular to us, everybody on this panel, because we're all in the same age demographic. Because we love Wolverine. Marvel has said, you know what I'm saying? All those guys, Feige and all them guys said, we're not going to project Wolverine as being a numero uno type of character. We're going to give other characters their shine, other than what the Fox, X-Men has done. So I don't know if it's going to be Storm, is that going to be Cyclops, or if they even go further deeper, if go into Apple Flight, all that other stuff, right? Like, or if they go into the X-Men, you know what I'm saying, Havoc. Anyway, I don't know. I don't know what the MCU was going to do, but they looked at it as like Wolverine is going to be a factor, of course, but he's not going to be the main factor. Spider-Man is number one, and then when you go through when you look at the projections, Batman is in the top 7.
Wow.
So if you look at overall, if Xbox really wanted to make those moves, it ain't going to be an MCU character, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a DC character. If Xbox going to make that move, got nothing to do with MCU. It's going to be with DC. And if they get WB, which this is what caught my attention here last week, and I know you guys read this, and y'all seen this too. NetherRealm said, we're thinking about working on, and we're going to get started on Mortal Kombat 12, because we don't know what's going to be happening, and we're not going to talk about Injustice 3. We're just going to work on Mortal Kombat 12. That right there is telling me shit's about to be moving. Now, will it move? There's so many other entities out there. There's the MB Group, there's Tencent, there's EA, there's 2K, there's even Sony, right? Like, I mean, who knows, right? But if WB is trying to get out of this situation with certain properties, Xbox next to the Embers and Tencent has the bag to do it. It ain't going to be an MCU character. Let Sony have that. It's great for gaming. Xbox can't have it all. And really, as gamers, as a person who has been supporting Sony since the very fucking beginning, since the PlayStation 1, I don't want Xbox to dominate the whole goddamn market. I just want to have good quality content and fantastic games. Stop wanting and begging and thirsting for just a stupid fanboy narrative to stick back at fanboys who are on the internet that you don't know, that probably don't even play games, to say, gotcha, stop it. I don't want Sony to go away. Well, let me take that back. I don't want PlayStation to go away. I don't want PlayStation to be ridiculed to garbage and be put into a true horrible corporate system if Apple got a hold of them, or if, let's say, Amazon get a hold of them. Sony is doing bad enough as it is. But I can tolerate some of what Sony does. But I don't want PlayStation to go away. Just like I don't want Xbox to go away. I don't want Nintendo to go away. As gamers, you should want the best for all these companies. So if they got a little shine right now, let them have their shine. Real Gamer said it perfectly. Let the PlayStation Nation feel a little sense of relief, because PlayStation has been so quiet and has been so disgruntled towards their PlayStation fan base that they needed this. So if they want to come like, Wolverine, bitch, you don't even know when Wolverine is going to drop. And you don't even know if Wolverine's going to be hot. Stop it. We know what's coming. on the Xbox side. So relax. That's my main
I got
point.
something I want to ask you.
That's my main point. Relax, please. Yes, sir. I'm sorry.
Yeah, KMEGA. I want to ask you, what do you think about, PlayStation's prospects for at least early next year? Because, early next year, they start off with Horizon in February, and then March Gran Turismo. By then, I'm thinking we're at least going to hear about something else, maybe for April or June, maybe, right? Maybe let's just say April, because June will be E3, and then we'll hear more again, and the cycle repeats, right? But I'm thinking the beginning of the year for Sony next year is going to be pretty damn good. Not January, because everybody's going to have to pay back, all the presents and stuff they got for Christmas. Nobody's really going to have no money in January. Everybody's going to be working overtime to get their money back. And then February, it's really going to begin. You see Sony, this is when they...
tax
right?
time. Yeah, tax
right.
time.
So what do you think about early next year for Sony? Because I feel that prospects are a lot better for next year.
Yeah, no. It is definitely better for Sony next year because they're going to have for Horizon Forbidden West, and then they're going to also and then they potentially will have God of War. So what you're already seeing right now is what they're going to project and what we've seen from Sony's for what Sony has done previously. They're going to bring out Horizon Forbidden West in February, and then most likely March, May, or June they're going to drop God of War. And then we'll find out about the Souls Arise, which is a game that it's a single player hack and slash that looks really dope. I've been having my eye on that game for a really long time from Sony. And then they'll have a couple of multiplayer games, but that's it. And then they're going to be bringing remakes. So 2023, they're going to be dropping Spider-Man and things like that. So all I'm looking at overall is that as a PlayStation fan, this is a good look because I've never been on the stance of what a lot of Sony fans or stance has been about Halo, Gears, and Forza. We're going to get a lot of God of War, Horizon, Gran Turismo, and Spider-Man in our lives going forward. That's it. And all the rest of these games, where all of these PlayStation stands go out here and start capping, they're not going to open their mouth because a lot of these games are going to be overshadowed because they aren't going to hit those numbers that they can brag about to say that PlayStation won some NPD. And then what they also got to project is that Xbox is not going to be no slouch going into 2022 because I think that Final Fantasy VII Remake is going to be dropping. Persona is going to eventually drop. Then they're going to have Stalker 2. They're going to have the one game with the vampires. I can't think of that. Redfall. Then you're going to have Starfield, and then whatever else that they're going to be having on Game Pass. Game Pass is going to be that elbow in the ribs every fucking time Sony drops something. Every time. That's why a lot of people are projecting Xbox is going to win this generation going forward because of not only with xCloud, but with Game Pass. Because if you got a game that is a multi-plat, let's just say that Final Fantasy VII Remake finally gets announced for Xbox, right, at the VGAs, or let's say sometime next year, right? And that game is going to be on Game Pass. What do you think that PlayStation gamers are going to say? The real ones, not the fake ones that's going to say, oh, that's our sloppy seconds. What do you think that Xbox gamers are going to say? I mean, PlayStation gamers are going to say, holy shit.
We have part 2 and part 3 or whatever. That's what they're going to say.
Right. They're going to, well, yeah, no. That's the stance. The PlayStation gamer.
The
PlayStation fan is going to say, what? All I got to do is pay $9.99 and I get Final Fantasy VII Remake and this DLC on Game Pass? It's going to change everything because what that gives is like, the incentive is like, oh, well, Sony can go ahead and have this game drop and they can charge you $70. They can charge you whatever the fuck they want to. But overall, what that's going to do, the actual consumer is not loyal to any brand. They are all about budget. That's the thing. So again, I know I'm going long and I'm the host. I shouldn't be doing that. But all right. So all right. So let me go ahead and get let me ask you guys this. Because I got two more topics, and so I just want to get out of here and do this. Last this last whole segment with the PlayStation situation. I'm gonna go to you first on this, Jeannie. Or D.
What?
Yeah, I'm going to you first on this. What do you think
You
about
call me Genie?
you said, it's Genie 89? Or come on, you know?
Oh
boy.
Lord, that crown don't got him, Jesus. Go ahead.
It
Go on.
has got me. D. Okay, so I'm going to you first. What do you think? What did you think about the PlayStation showcase overall? What was give it a grade? Tell me what was your favorite games that you've seen from what PlayStation offered.
So I don't know. I haven't contemplated it enough to come to a grade. And I'm not gonna waste your time trying to come to a grade. However, what I will say, when I saw, I don't know if that live action thing was in the front, but whatever. I thought it was solid. I felt it gave a lot of excitement. It gave a lot of hype. Solicited. I'm not saying that it's overhyped or anything like that. And I initially felt like, hey, if I had a PS5 right now, I would feel really good. Like everything that I just saw, I can play it. But there's a caveat to that. I don't know when I'm gonna be able to play it. I don't know if anyone else feels this way. This is just my personal perception. I take dates, windows with a grain of salt. So to me, if you're saying a game is coming out 2023, that is the absolute earliest it can come. Like dates don't get changed to happen sooner. They get changed to happen later. So if you're telling me it's 2023, that's the absolute earliest. But like I said, I thought it was a strong showing. I like that they kind of threw an indie in there. I thought that was good. However, once, it was curtain call and the reel came in, what I realized, with very few exceptions, I think the indie game is the only one that comes to mind. Everything I saw is either something you can already play today, you've already played, or already knew about. And that's when I was just like, okay, still a solid showing. But there wasn't anything fresh or that hadn't been discussed already that I was aware of. So Uncharted, that collection, KOTOR. I don't play that, but the point is, if you want to play KOTOR, you can play it today, meaning it's already been in existence. Rockstar regurgitating this fucking Grand Theft 5 for the third damn time. That's a sore subject for me as somebody who's purchased Grand Theft multiple times. I've purchased on every freaking platform, whether it was for myself because it got stolen or it was a gift for somebody else. Like I've purchased it everywhere I can purchase it. So to use that time, it's just like y'all are presenting this and y'all are hyping it like it's a new game. And then to announce the delay that way, it was interesting. That was the means of announcing it was being delayed. But yeah, everything else I was just like, we already knew about Spider-Man 2. We already knew about God of War and it being called Ragnarok, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Horizon was in the montage. Project Eve, I think, was already announced. Forspoken was already announced. There's another game in there I'm missing that I cannot recall. But like I said, I feel like everything we already knew about. So I'm glad for people that were, I don't know what verb to use. I don't want to say starving, but people that were like, yo, come on, show us something. I'm glad they got to see something because like we've beaten a dead horse. I'd be pissed if this system was hyped up, and then it's kind of been a trickle effect as far as getting even information or news about it. So I mean, the graphics look good. Things are looking. Oh, Gran Turismo 7,
Yeah.
which we already knew about. So it was a lot of it for me was just like, oh, okay, I heard about this because before it was coming on, I put on Twitter like, all right, what are y'all hopes, dreams, expectations, what's going on? And people were just like, yo, I want a new Infamous. I want a Sunset Overdrive sequel. People were saying Resistance, Twisted Metal, like all these things that would be sequels, refreshes to IPs, things of that nature. So to kind of, in the moment it was cool, but then seeing it, it was just like, I've kind of seen all of this already. Wolverine, I had heard rumors about it. I don't know if anybody else had. I
No.
actually I heard rumors about Wolverine. I don't think I knew it was Insomniac, but I had heard about a Wolverine game, and I was just like, okay. Once I saw Insomniac was doing, I was like, oh, it's about to be lit. I mean, so I think it was good, but I'm not saying they could have done more. This was kind of just confirmation, like, hey, the stuff that we talked about, we are indeed working on it. Um, and it kind of brought to mind, one of my friends brought up when Xbox was coming out, they were like, yeah, so for the first year, we're not going to have major releases. And they got, Phil Spencer got dragged for filth about how do you have a new system and nothing's coming out, it's trash. But then my friend pointed out, he was like, what major release came out within the first year? Because is it everything coming 2022?
Mm-hmm.
Because I was just listen, everybody's gonna be broke in February. Like Valentine's Day cancel, y'all. Like it's gonna be okay because with everything coming out. But I don't know. It's just a lot of times, there's a lot of things being one-sided, and it was like somebody said earlier, the same behavior that PlayStation gets admonished for when they're down, Xbox fans are doing it, and vice versa. It's just like mentally exhausting sometimes, especially on social media. So, I mean, some people were disappointed with it. I wasn't disappointed because I had no expectation. Like, I don't have the system, so I knew anything I saw, it was just a preview, like, But I mean,
D, I have a question on behalf of the chat from BG. He asked, what did you think about Forspoken?
Forspoken looked cool. I liked how it looked. As far as the play, I liked the quip she had. It was cool. I think we've heard about it before.
Yeah, we did.
Where
We did.
Enos
We've heard the name.
We
I don't
heard
remember seeing it though.
Was it Project Althea or
Yeah, it's
something
a
like
project.
that?
Yeah,
Yes,
Project Athena.
that's
Yeah,
right.
that's it. That's
And
it.
I
Yeah.
was just like,
And we've seen clips of it, but yeah, not
yeah,
actual strong gameplay.
it looks cute. It looks like it might be a lot of I don't want to say Devil May Cry because I suck at that, but it's like a lot of close combat, precise parrying, sword combat. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks really really interesting. But now that you brought that to my attention,
That's a
shout
From
out to
Software
the.
game.
Is it? I thought it was Square Enix.
Is it Square or is it from?
Forspoken?
What Forspoken is for Square.
Forspoken?
Square Enix. Yeah.
Square?
Yeah, Square
Square.
Enix. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but keeping in line with Forspoken and what I'm seeing there, shout out to the dudes on Twitter who are pissed at the black woman in God of War Ragnarok. Shout out to y'all. Because I got my popcorn out. And I was watching them lose their minds and going
There's a lot of confusion with people who have no idea what they're even talking about when it comes to that anyway.
Yeah, go ahead. Let them know.
It don't even matter. Listen. So I was talking to my homies this week about the outrage. And it's the same people who are talking about how Saints Row is now woke, which doesn't make sense to me, but whatever. And it's just like, why is it every time there is a black female protagonist or just a black female character, y'all are going to these mysteriously absent history books, y'all become scholars and all this other shit about how that couldn't, like, people are really pissed. Side note, that Saints Row has a black protagonist and they're calling it woke.
It's a
And I'm
dog
like,
whistle. It's a dog whistle for the N word. That's
and
it.
I'm just like, okay, so it's woke because of woman protagonists, but y'all play Metroid, y'all play Bayonetta, don't you? What's the difference? Say it to my face. Say what the difference is. That's what I want like people to do. Like if you're mad it's a woman protagonist, but you're still playing Metroid and Bayonetta, I got news for you. There's only one reason why you're pissed. So that was kind of my key for the week was people were really in their feelings. Somebody made like a burner account called Bad Ragnarok.
Oh yeah, I saw
And
that.
you saw that shit? And I'm
Yep.
like, bruh, like the energy. Like the energy. So like think of all the steps you gotta take. Like imagine being so passionate, like, you know what, this game sucks. And I'm gonna go and make a Twitter account and harass people who actually like this game. But it made it easier, like just to block and report people saying like ridiculous things. But yeah, that was interesting.
There's one thing I want to ask to you about that because when I first saw these complaints, I was thinking maybe they're saying a black character in that environment didn't fit to them, but then they started saying all types. I'm like, what?
Yeah,
Okay,
no,
it didn't make sense at all.
Scandinavian people were never black. Like
black, like wait,
what?
It's not actually like that or anything like that, but who cares? But like, it seems like everybody knows, about every ethnicity and where they were, and like I don't get that aspect either. And then there was also a similar thing about Thor being a big dude, like.
That's because they had that conception.
Chris Hemsworth.
Right.
Yeah, from
Exactly.
Avengers and stuff. Yeah.
But ironically, I feel like maybe the developers kind of did that as a joke too, like they saw that one.
No.
coming.
That's actually truthful.
Accurate.
That's accurate from the depiction of what Thor was.
Representation. I see. My little cousins, if you have kids, your daughters can see somebody that looks like them and all that good stuff. Like representation matters regardless. That's just what it is. That's just the demographic that applies to me. But on the other side, as soon as the credits roll, you're gonna see a slew of foolishness. And that's the draining part. And people are just like, well, I mean, she's just a strong female protagonist and you don't have to see her that way. But the thing that is on the other side of that is that I can't separate the fact that she's a black protagonist because there's so much weight and gravity that comes with that, even in real life. So yes, it's great to see her as, whether it's the Saints Row one, which you can change, or Forspoken or anything else. It just is what it is. And a lot of times people are just like, well, diversity is, wokeness. And it's just like, why are you so threatened to not see yourself for once? Is it because when you do see yourself, you're excluding other people on purpose and you don't like how it feels? Is that what it is? I don't know. But
it's good clickbait. What's going on with you, Buddha? Good to talk to you, brother.
I don't know, but
it's a mix. It's definitely a mix. It's
a mix. But Forspoken looks cool. I just know. I like, to be honest, the fact that it's really, really vague about when it's coming helps me like mentally. I know it is not like logical, but the fact that they're like, yes, this is coming 2023. I'm like, all right. So I got till holiday time, to get my life together and get these systems. But we'll see. Hopefully there's a remodel by then. No shade to those that like the current model of the PS5. I do not. But Sony will do an inevitable remodel. They always do. even their portable systems.
I
So
mean, the $800 version for
Oh
8K?
yeah, you heard that rumor too? Yeah. $700-$800 version. Yeah.
Don't know
Brad
about
said,
that.
Brad said,
Did that hurt your pocketbook there, Ginge?
woo, Lord, listen. We
Can't
I
make out
don't
the
They're
mouse,
not
man.
talking cheaper model, by the way. They're not talking cheaper model.
I know. I don't know. We gonna pray because I gotta catch the
That's all
second
that's gonna help.
generation. That's all it's gonna help because with the PS3, I keep telling y'all, the second generation was good, but that third model, if you ever have the time, look
The
up the
Super Slim.
third.
The
Oh
Super
my
Slim with the
gosh,
slides on the
it
slide
was
top. You slide to the side. Yeah, it's cheap
it
as
was
hell.
so cheap.
Mhm.
It was so cheap, plastic, like cheap. So I'm hoping I can catch one before they get to the third model. I don't think the PS4 had a third. They had a second, which was the Slim. And I've had both, and the second one was my favorite. So we gonna pray. I don't.
Buddha, just let me know when you got time to come on to the GRG podcast, man. You can, you one of my people, man. You can come on anytime that you want to, brother, man. I got much love, man. Oh, you about to hop off? Okay, all right. So, Fred, did you let us know what you got to say about the about the event before you get out of here, man?
Real
What do you
quick,
think about it?
B+ to me. Good seeing Uncharted coming to PC. We kind of knew that was coming. Like Dee was saying, like a lot of stuff that she mentioned, we all knew about. You know, it wasn't anything that was a shocker until like the end of the show. You know, we kind of heard about a lot of stuff too before. So Wolverine was a big plus for me. One of my favorite characters. And Gran Turismo, I'm not sold on yet. Just you know, I'm a Forza guy, man. So like, it's gonna be hard to get into Gran Turismo after it being gone for so long. But I'll definitely try it out whenever I get a PlayStation 5. And for me, God of War, I mean, that was one of my favorite games last gen on the PlayStation. So I'm just, you know, I hear these rumors about it being, you know, basically the DLC that wasn't released. And when you play God of War, you can sense, like when you look at that map and they have like other lands you can go to, it all kind of makes sense to me. Like, you know, like there's parts of that map that you could see are there, but you can't get to them. And it always made me feel like, man, this DLC thing is like probably true, you know, because I remember when I played it, I was like, why would you even put it on here if you're not gonna let us go there? I always felt like that was DLC, and then here we go with, you know, this stuff coming out here soon. Game looks good, but I mean, I can't get past the part that I still think it looks like it could have been done on a PlayStation 4 at this point. But I'm excited about it because I really love that game when I got it, and I know KMEGA, you were kind of like on the fence about it at first, but once you played it, you fell in love with it too. So,
Yeah.
no doubt. So that, I mean, God of War is my highlight. I mean, we knew it was coming. We kind of knew that was going to be part of the show, just from stuff we've seen earlier. But for me, I think the whole show was a B+. You know, I'm always talking about stuff that's not there, and there were a couple of games that I wanted to see that didn't show up. But overall, I mean, I think the show was actually, it flowed well. It was only 40 minutes or so, and they just, you know, they PlayStation really does a good job with presentation.
Yeah.
It's just for me, like a lot of the dates weren't there, release dates and stuff like that didn't show. It's kind of like they're giving us their roadmap for what they got coming up later. Few release dates, but not a lot. They're
A
you know,
roadmap
and
with no GPS.
yeah, what'd you say?
A roadmap with no GPS.
Yeah, it's like Sony has a tendency to pull things out and show it to you and delay it. You know, so like anytime I see a release date from Sony, I always think it's bullshit just from the jump. So they can say, you know, spring of 2022, and you really know it's probably not coming out until fucking 2023 or late 2022. So like, I don't trust them when it comes. I don't trust them when they put release dates on. I've never have, because they've delayed every single first party game they've ever had in the past 2 generations. So I'm not gonna hold on to something they say now. And I know a lot of that happens to be like, let's time it right where there's nothing out. I think Sony does a real good job of trying to avoid other shit that's coming out, and doing things in times like, they don't really fuck with the holidays, as you notice, anymore.
Right.
They put things out in the spring when nothing is out, and it helps their numbers. It helps things look good for them. So they're all about the optics. So, the smoke and mirrors are live and popping with them sometimes. So, but I do think it was a good showing. And I think a lot of people's hype for the show. Keep in mind they haven't had any shows, in a while. So anything was better than nothing. They've done their little, events where they show one game and highlight that game, but they haven't had like an E3 type event in a while, if I'm not mistaken. So for them to have this show, I think, and to get as much hype as it's got around it, it's deserved, and it's like, you've been starved, so that's why it's so popular. That's why it's getting so much hype right now. They haven't had an E3. They haven't been at the Tokyo Game Show or all the other events that we've had in the past couple of years. They've been kind of avoiding them. So and doing these little quick state of plays. So I think people have to keep that in mind. Like, you're hyped up right now because they're showing you something they haven't shown you before, and you'll see it again. And like, for the next 3 years, you'll see Wolverine, and you'll see something from Kojima, and like they like to drag out their announcements. And what you saw now, you'll see at the next showing and the next showing, and they'll keep it relevant for the next 2 or 3 years until they finally release the game. So, no release dates. Like I said, B+. Good showing though. I really like what they put out there and the way they presented it. Though.
All right.
That's
So,
solid.
Fred, where can they find you at, man?
Next podcast Thursdays. I don't
All
even
right.
know what time it starts anymore because you're always late.
Shit. I don't know. Shit. When I made a video and I was like, it could be in 6 minutes or it'd be an hour and 6 minutes. I have no idea. So but yeah.
Next podcast on Thursday. I missed this last week's show because I was watching football. So, yeah, and I heard what y'all said about me about the alloy outfit that I'm supposed to have on.
Your OnlyFans. Hold on, where's the music? I need that. Yeah, Fred out there doing to his OnlyFans out there. He's doing his shit for the alloy fans out there. So I know Dark Ornament said he was all over.
Got to keep the fanboys happy, man.
Yeah, because they were happy. I know you made a lot of money. I know you made a lot of money. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? So,
All right, man. I'll see y'all later, man. Good show.
Yeah, man. Thanks for stopping by, brother. Yeah.
Have a good one. I'm going to shoot guns in the morning, so I gotta get up early.
Oh, okay. All right. So you go shoot guns in an alloy thong.
Oh crap! I was good. Later, Brad.
I'm going butt ass naked.
Whoa!
Wow.
We're gonna keep it moving. We're gonna keep it moving because I'm trying to get that out of my brain. Let's keep it going.
I am not going to be a part of that. Get your ass out. Get your punk ass out of there. I'm done.
That works. Thanks, D. I got that on my
All right, man. So let's go. Let's go to Real Gamer. What was your thoughts about the PlayStation showcase? What was your letter grade?
I want to piggyback off of what the young lady said. Well, I don't know her name about the black woman deal, but I'm gonna say it for last because I got a little mini rant. But,
okay, go ahead. Go mini rant.
As far as the PlayStation, as far as the whole PlayStation event, remember they didn't have an E3 last year. But if they would have had an E3 last year, then what would it show this year? You got to think about that. So, and another thing, like, I'm a little picky. The first 4 minutes was a waste of time. I didn't want to look at that whatever that was.
What was that?
Then I don't know what was that. They should have just, when you start a big event, you have to start with a banger. You got to end with a banger. That is how you do it. That's how you do it. Because when Microsoft did their E3, they started off with a banger, then they end with a banger. Well, I'm not sure it's Redfall banger, but it's still a brand new exclusive, But one thing that honestly, I would say Wolverine and Spider-Man 2 saved it. I'm just gonna be real. But my the deal with this is they show too many rehashes. Like Grand Theft Auto 5, like I'm just sick and tired of talking about it. That shit had no business in that conference. Uncharted 4, that collection is going on PC, upgrade PS5. That should not been in that conference because they didn't have on E3 last year. Like, you know, if it wasn't for these games getting pushed over a year, then we'd probably be a little bit dry on the PlayStation side. I'm just gonna be real with you. So let me see. Spider-Man 2, Wolverine, those what's that other one? Knights of the Republic, you know, those are bangers. But another thing, CGIs, no gameplay. That it's another thing that bothers me. Because when they do a bunch of CGI and gameplay, that means that these games is a lot farther than I thought. Especially Knights of the Republic, that remake. That might be 2-3 years down the line, because Sunday notorious known to do that. You know, trying to keep the hype level go for years. But I'm that type of person. I want to know what's going on now. I you know, if it wasn't for last year, stuff getting delayed, then we would probably be dry right now. Next year it's gonna be looking good because these games getting delayed. 2023, I don't know what else is coming out besides Spider-Man 2. I don't know. But if you want to just go by the games that you saw in this conference, I'd probably say I'll probably say between the C+ and the B-. These rehashes of games that we already knew about, they should have kept it out. I'm just gonna be real. They put these games in here just to fluff up the time, try to make it seem like they showed a bunch of bangers, but it's bangers that we already knew. God of War, we already knew about that game. Horizon, I don't think they showed Horizon Forbidden West. I'm not sure if they did.
No, they didn't show it this
Yeah,
show.
it's a montage.
But
yeah.
But there's a couple of games that I am a fan of because I do like Bennett. I do like Devil May Cry. It was Forspoken and Project was it Eve? That looked like something I would play. It's you know, it looks fun. You know, I give them that. You know, it was cool. It was cool. But I wouldn't start the show on something like that. You know, it's like this. The biggest surprise of the conference was Wolverine and Spider-Man 2. I'm not sure which one you want to put above the other, whatever. But you have to. Well, technically, they did begin. Did they begin the show with the Star Wars, right?
Yeah. With
honestly, the deal with that is they didn't even show any CGI. It just showed a title. That's not hype. Okay. Some people are hype, but if they would have started the show with maybe Wolverine, it wasn't much of a CGI, but it was something. You know, a lot of people would have got extremely hyped because of that. And plus, they saw Insomniac on there. We already know Insomniac make very great games. So I would have been, okay, they started off strong. Something like the Star Wars Republic, if they would put that in the center of the show, they would have ended with a banger. In the center of the show, would have had a banger, even though we still see CGI. And Spider-Man 2. I just feel like they could have, you know, rearranged it, take these remastered stuff off, and, you know, it would have been it'll been a better show. But like I say, a lot of these games should have been released a while ago, but we already know the whole pandemic kind of pushed things away, the whole, you know, whatever. But I'm not saying it's not a bad show. It was a decent show. I said between a C+ and a B-. It was a good show. Good show. I'm not gonna just get on my knees and praise Sony, be like, oh man, you the best thing since sliced bread, man. And, you know, I drink your bath water. No, I'm not doing all that PlayStation mouth breather, king thrash type of stuff. No, I ain't doing that type of crap. I ain't doing that type of crap. But anyway, like I'm just gonna keep it real, man. I'm just gonna, I like the show, but it just certain things should have been in there. I hate CGI. I want gameplay. We got on Microsoft last year for all that CGI stuff, man. I can't get hype on CGI. I can't get hype. I'm happy that these games exist, but what
sounds like you're keeping that same energy. That's
keeping
what it
that same energy.
Keep that same energy.
Keep that same energy. All right, I got you.
But I'm just being real because like when we see a bunch of CGI, like I want to play the game because if I don't see no gameplay, it means the game is a lot farther It's like, we don't know if we're gonna be here the next 2-3 years, man. We don't know what's going on. We already know that the crap that's going on in this country right now. I ain't trying, whatever. The mess that's going on. We don't know what's gonna happen. I want my games now. I can't get hyped for something that's down the line. You see what happened with the Cyberpunk situation? All that hype for, I'm not saying the game is not a good game.
Hold on, wait a minute now. Wait a minute now. I can't let you throw that slander.
It's not a good game.
That game is fire, bro.
No, I'm not saying. No. Actually, I played it and I did like it.
It's not good for the older consoles. No.
Yeah.
But for the modern consoles, it's good.
I played like the first couple hours. I was like, you know what? We are supposed to be getting a next gen, patch for free. So I'm just gonna I'm just going to just sit the game down. Even though I have to wait a long time until I get that free upgrade. So it is what it is. But like I said, overall the show was good. It's just I'm just a little bit more picky because I kind of felt that Microsoft had a lot more exclusives than Sony. Talking about as far as new games. As far as the other thing I was talking about, when I'm gonna piggyback off the young lady, like I am noticing a bunch of more diversity in Xbox games, and I'm starting to appreciate it because all these years I really don't remember seeing black females being in video games, being represented in video games. And I'm just like, that's kind of messed up because there's a lot of black females that love video games and they don't really care what the race of the person is. We so used to seeing people that looks like Nathan Drake or freaking Laura Croft all the time, all our lives. We didn't give a damn about no goddamn race, man. We just like a fun game. But one thing about this whole I pay attention to these comments, these chats, on whenever they had these showcases, whatever. Yeah. And every time I see a black female, on whether it's the Gonk, or whether if it's State of Decay 3, Halo Infinite, like I've been seeing a lot more black female representation. But you have to look at these coded words that's coming from a lot of these potential suspected white supremacists. When they say woke and BLM because they see a black female character or black character in general, they're basically just trying to do the whole dog whistle. What's that another word? Virtual signaling without saying the N word.
Right.
Like
just like the educate. I can't think of the actual word of the educational theory of what it is, what's caused all this spark out there in the in schools where they're talking about like that type of education is taught in college, not in high school, but it's got people
critical race theory.
Critical race theory. Yeah, we know what's going on. I ain't trying to get all too political.
Yeah. No, I love that. I got another podcast that I'm going to start, but we're going to get into that.
I am very pro-black. I know.
But
I don't want to ruin.
No. You're fine. No. There's People who's been following this channel knows that we speak our mind, we say what we have to say and things like that. But I do have a podcast coming where we're going to get into politics and entertainment and things like that. So don't worry about that. If you want to come in here and make your speaks about that, everyone has been saying like, man, whenever you drop this podcast. I'm like, yeah, let's go. But anyway, go ahead, brother. I'm cool.
All right. So what I'm saying is I am glad to see more representations in video games. I'm glad to see representations in Asian characters with that new Marvel movie that came out. I love diversity.
Shang-Chi,
I'm not that type of person.
That movie was so goddamn lit. Oh my god!
Like I say, if you're a good actor, I don't care what color you are, man. Like if it's entertaining, I will support it. It doesn't matter. I wish we live in a world that everybody don't see color. If nobody don't see color, then we can all live happily ever after. But I am very excited. The Xbox future. I'm excited that we have a really good guy as like Phil Spencer to lead the charge because he the one that said this last year that they need more black leaders on the Xbox team. That's why they got Sarah Bond. And maybe she might have something to do. Maybe she has something to do with more black female representations in video games. I'm not saying they started that, because we starting to see that with other games, kind of like with the DLC.
She's the provider of she's the main focus of Game Pass. I know that.
Yeah, like Dishonored. You got a black female protagonist on Dishonored 2 DLC. You got the two black female protagonists on the DLC of Far Cry 5. So I'm starting to slowly see it. I'm starting to see that Uncharted, she's not even a playable character. So I don't know if I want to even include. I'm not. What's her name? Is it Nadine?
Yeah, that's played.
She's not playable. She's not playable.
Well, right, and she's played by white voice actress.
Oh my god!
I didn't know if you guys knew that. Yeah.
I didn't know that, man.
Yeah. Oh, the actress that played the voice actress that plays Kate in Gears 5. That is the actress.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Really?
But
yeah, I made a video talking about that. What, 4 years ago? I had people in my ass saying, I'm just saying, listen, if you got a black actress, if you're gonna make a black I just gotta step in here and just say this right there. I said if you have a black protagonist in the game, why not have a black actress play that role? And then people jumped on me and they said, it's no different than like when you look at like a certain character that isn't human or anything else, and they have a diverse cast or anything like that. I said, I understand that. I said my only point with that was that there's such a lack of diversity within the gaming community with people of color. Have the opportunity for those people to go in there and voice act so they can be more well-renowned. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that the woman that played as the white woman that played as the black protagonist in Uncharted 4 is not the right choice. I mean, she is a well-renowned voice actress. She's the top of the craft. But I'm saying, if you want to try to put in more people in this, you want to put more people, not only just black people, but just Asian, American Indian, Indian, whatever, Hispanic, whatever. Let bring in the melting pot. You know what I'm saying? Because I know Mitchie will agree as well. It's like, look, the female representation has been great here in the last couple of years, because they haven't just been bringing out women with big boobs and big asses coming out here just, what I'm saying, representing like Laura Croft and other things. I like that. Now,
Project Eve will take care of that though for you, apparently.
Yeah, but hold on. I was going to just say, I love my Dead or Alive as a man, and I love what I see in Project Eve. I don't want it to go away, but I do want better representation, because there's so much more women out here that's gaming than ever. You know what I'm saying? So go ahead. I'm sorry.
Like we got a little troll. Remember when I say that the whole virtual signal is woke? We got that in the chat right now.
Go ahead.
KMEGA super woke, get woke, go broke. I absolutely do not care for diversity. Blah 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 blah.
Where's that at? Who said that?
I already took care of it.
Okay. I told you, like, when you hear that,
Nelly neutral. I could have sworn I just did it, and now
like I said, I don't want to.
No, that's fine. You're gonna get that. You're gonna get people that's gonna push back and feel that gaming shouldn't be shouldn't be inclusive to everyone. I've been playing as white characters and Asian characters forever. I never cared, but the one thing about it is that I want more characters of people of color to be represented, other than just sports games. You know what I'm saying? Should be nothing wrong with that, at all. Okay. Yeah. That's
all I gotta say. I don't want to turn us, around. I don't want to.
I'm gonna hit you up when I do this new podcast, because that's gonna be the new podcast that's gonna cause probably the most messy. Man. That's gonna be more messy. Mitchie and Cali Rex and D is going to be a part of it. So we're really going to have really great discussions about it. So and I can't wait to hear what they got to say about it. But yeah, okay. So all right, Mitchie, you're next. What did you think about the PlayStation event? What was your letter grade? I'm just going to have to skip the last topic and just take it until next week again.
What was the last topic, by the way?
The last topic was the top 3 games of the top 3 games of the year of what games we thought. What was the top 3 games that we thought was going to be that were game of the year contenders right now?
Halo, more Halo. Enough said. Let's go.
My God. Anyway, stop it. Anyway, so Mitchie, what's your initial thoughts about the PlayStation event? What letter grade did you give it?
I gave it a B.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it had really good flow. The transitions bother me though.
Mm-hmm.
Like the moving symbols.
Yeah.
Oh, with the X's
I'm
and
like, just stop with the moving symbols. Ugh. Like it had good flow, but the moving symbols just bother me. I'm like, why? Why do you do this? And otherwise, like it was a lot of repeat stuff. Like I think I've seen that Deathloop trailer like 3 times, and it's been the same one.
Mm-hmm.
Do they not make any more Deathloop trailers? Are there not anymore? Because it's only that one that you've seen like 3 times now. And I know they're like, woohoo, we're getting Deathloop. Okay, fine. You can have Deathloop for a year. That's fine. And but I thought Spider-Man looked really good. And Wolverine, I was interested in Wolverine. I don't know if that'll make me buy a PlayStation 5. That'll be determined. And otherwise, I'm not a big Star Wars fan, so KOTOR didn't really do anything for me. I know, sacrilege. But yeah. And God of War, I didn't play the other one, so it just looked like the other one, I thought. I didn't think it looked like any upgrade or anything. I thought it just looked like the previous one.
Oof. Yes.
But maybe that's just me.
Words, Lord.
Mitchie is so nice. You listen to her and she talks. She's so sweet. She'll cook you some cookies, but then she'll tell you, look, your breath stinks. You know what I'm saying? But you can't get mad because she's Mitchie, and she's just nice about it. Like, look, hey, need to
that's
get
all
some
there to it.
mouthwash. Yeah.
Choose some mouthwash.
Yeah,
I cannot.
Just get some mouthwash. Oh my God, I love Mitchie. Anyway, okay. So what was your letter grade, or did you have more that you need to say? Okay, you gave me
it was a B.
Okay, B- or B+?
B, just a B.
All right. Okay, so who do I got left? 6-layer?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Oh, Nelly.
Oh, see,
Okay.
come
This
on.
is gonna be long.
I think 6-layer is going to just. Come on now, 6-layer is going to be realistic with this. He's not going to fanboy out on it. He's going to let us know what he thinks. Come on now. Oh, see. All right.
Okay.
Anyway, what do you think, man?
So, letter grade, I'm gonna save that for the end. All right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So,
Yo, myself and Lemon, we did a live stream and we covered the whole thing, start to finish, right? I think Lemon gave it a 9 out of 10. But like I said, I'll say mine at the end. But the day before, I was thinking to myself, yeah, this is the typical Sony event. So there's gonna be a lot of stuff where at the end of each one, they'll be vague about the platforms it'll really be on and not mention other platforms. Of course, you said that earlier. Was it you or our guest here, Real Gamer? Who said that?
You talking about the they never gonna advertise their competitor's logo?
Right. They're not gonna advertise the competitor's logo, and they'll always try to perpetrate or make it seem like it's exclusive when it's really not, right? And they'll always do that. So that's when you have to have the internet on the side always with each one to see what's really going on, right? Like to see the real
truth and the real facts, and possibly some dates and other details that they didn't show, right? So Knights of the Old Republic, like I said, as soon as I saw that, I remembered, to bring up Twitter because I had a question in my own mind, like, is this really exclusive? Is it multi-plat? What is it? So that's when I saw Jeff Grubb and Tom from The Verge, and we already know what I think about that. Then I'm going out of order. I'm using the Polygon article. So if you want to check out that article there, I'll put the link as I'm speaking here. But yeah. So Spider-Man 2. There's a game been waiting to see for a while. Because it's been a while since the first game was out. So okay, good to see. Spider-Man 2. Enough said. If you like the first one, I'm sure you'll like this one too. Wolverine. We all know that came at the end there, and we only saw a little CG trailer. They must have just started this. It's going to be a while yet still. I assume they're going to use some variant of the Spider-Man engine, like I said earlier, but it's really too early to say nothing about that any more than, Wolverine. A lot of people want to see it. Okay, cool. God of War. I remember when the footage first began to play, I was like, the graphics look pretty cool with the snow, because I noticed the snow on that jacket, a fur jacket that Kratos was wearing. And I remember noticing that there was snow and the detail was real cool. And then I didn't say it on the show, but I'm like, dude, this looks just like the last one. Even his son at very first, and you'll catch me say that on the show, he even looked the same height at very first, because you didn't hear his voice at very first, right? Except once you hear his voice, you realize, yeah, he's a little older, and then you recognize, yeah, he's a little taller, but not by too much. But like the combat they showed, which was very limited, right, and stuff, it all looked the same. It all looked like it was the PS4 game, and like Pred and others have alluded to, this was originally supposed to be some kind of DLC. It wasn't even supposed to be a full-on game, much like Spider-Man, So hey, Then Uncharted. It's coming to PC. That's cool, man. I've got the whole series on PS4. I bought the trilogy plus 4, and I didn't get that Lost Legacy. So I'll just get that. I'll just get that on PC because I'll get the whole collection on PC. I'll give the disc to my nephews or something like that. It'll be cool with me. But the Grand Theft Auto thing I really wanted to mention because a lot of y'all were talking about that. And everybody says the same thing. And you guys are right. It's true. Yeah, they've been selling it for 3 generations now, it's going to be, right? But let's be honest. Grand Theft Auto is all about that Grand Theft Auto Online, all right? And that has been evolving this whole time. If you think it's the same game online, yeah, you've been misinformed, right? But I still get where everybody's coming with that. To sell it again? Oh, hell no. I bought it on 360, and when they announced the PC version, I went to GameStop. That was pretty much the last time I ever traded in a game there. I traded it in. I got the value of whatever they gave me on a Steam card, right? And then I went home, I redeemed the card, and I paid the difference, and I have Grand Theft Auto 5 on PC. I'm just hoping whatever graphical updates that they claimed are also coming to the PC version, but frankly, I looked at the game, and I run the game at 4K 60 on my PC. I'm looking at that footage, and I've been looking at the footage ever since they announced they were doing an enhanced version. It don't look no better, no different to me at all. So I really don't know what they're going to do. It seems to me they're really just going to have it up to the snuff of the PC version now that these consoles, are able to do that. I don't actually think they've actually upgraded the graphics, the textures, or anything. The one thing they probably did was fix that long-standing bug with when you first launched the game and it sits there and it loads forever. It wasn't because it was loading a lot of data. That was actually a bug, but FYI. Project Eve. That was the game I skipped because it's at the end of this article here. Project Eve, man. It looks like Bayonetta. Looks cool. But seems like, well, it's a lot of eye candy for a game that's just another like Bayonetta and Devil May Cry hack and slash with crazy stuff going. I've seen a billion games like that, so that's not really floating my boat. There was there was a bunch of other games here and there that they showed. It's also in this article here. Chia, whatever. It kind of reminded me of Joke V in that it makes me think, yo, Nintendo, you messing up big time when it comes to Pokemon and how Pokemon could be. So there's that. But otherwise, it was an overall great show. I give it a B-. The optics were great for PlayStation in terms of there's games. If you were on the fence about the PlayStation, I know I felt a bit more confident than I ever have been on getting a PS5. I could definitely see that in the future. I'm definitely going to get one. That was always a question if it was going to happen or not. This show, it gave me that bit more confidence that eventually, yeah, I'm definitely going to have to get a PS5. Now, it's not about if now, it's about when. And when. And that when is going to be when they finally fix that system up. But that's different discussions. We definitely got to talk about that next week because there was some other details that came out on that, but we're not going to get into that now. But otherwise, the grade I gave it was a B-. It was pretty good in terms of the optics, but 90% of the games there are on other platforms and not really something I need a PlayStation for. But it was really Gran Turismo, God of War, Wolverine, and Spider-Man, and lesser extent, KOTOR were the big standouts of the show. If you're a PlayStation fan, you're cool. But if you're an Xbox fan, you're looking at that like, And it's not just because of fanboyism or whatever. It's because most of those games you're getting too. So, and the ones you weren't going to get, like Spider-Man and God of War, you know you're never going to get those because those are PlayStation first-party games. So you've never been sweating those. And if you really were sweating those, you just get a PlayStation for them. So it was a good show by Sony. It was something that I've needed to see out of them for a long time. And thank God they showed gameplay of God of War. I think if they did not do that, even though they showed off, the CG trailer of Wolverine, it wouldn't have been enough. Like a lot of people would have been excited for Wolverine, but it would have been enough. It would not have been enough. But the combination of Wolverine and God of War and Spider-Man, yeah, that made the show, at least in terms of optics, a great show for PlayStation fans. Xbox fans, it depends on where you're at with it, or you might see it differently. But overall, I give it a B-. It was pretty good, but still the typical Sony thing where you got to do your homework after the fact to get the real truth, because they're definitely hiding it from you, and that's what I thought.
I have a quick question to everybody.
Yes.
Was anybody else surprised that Cory Balrog is not directing God of War?
I was at first, but then they said that a director never does it twice in a row. Apparently, that too.
It just made so much sense because he kept playing coy on Twitter, and I was just like, "Why is he playing coy? Like he's not making the next God of War." And then there was this other dude, and Cory was like, "That ain't got shit to do with me," and I was like, "Oh wait, he really doesn't." He's not directing it.
Everybody's following the wrong guy.
Yeah, right. I was just like, oh, I was really surprised. I didn't know if it was just me.
Oh no!
It definitely wasn't. Okay. Definitely wasn't. Yeah, I thought the same thing. But the thing about it was that never happened before, though. They've never used the same director twice. Like I could have sworn they said that on the show. So I could be tripping. I could have sworn they said that. So I thought to myself,
I don't
really?
know though, because David Jaffe's been part of God of War all the way until the one that Insurrection. I think that's the one where they kind of went away, and then that's when they got Cory Balrog. But yeah, no, that's
but did he direct all of them? Maybe not. I don't know. But I thought the same thing too. I thought that made it seem like no, that can't be true. But I don't know.
We'll have to look into it.
Okay,
I don't
it's
know.
Not just me.
Yeah, no, it's not just you. But I do find that to be a little bit crazy. Okay, so everybody else said what they had to say. Okay, so it's me. So we'll go ahead and I'll get ready to close it out, and I'll be quickly about it. I gave it an A- overall. I thought it was a really good show. But you guys know me. I'm always excited about game events or shows. I always find something that I can, even the worst shows, I find at least one or two games that I know that I want to get my hands on and get to play. So with this, I seen that there was plenty of games that I wanted to get my hands on to play. But I'm not going to go back from what I said last week about Sony's direction on how they do things. I'm still not excited about jumping on and getting a PlayStation 5 for something that, like people have been saying on the show tonight, that isn't available right away. And I already have I got Spider-Man Miles Morales and I got Spider-Man, and I put more hours into Spider-Man Morales than I did in Spider-Man. So, and I've never been a Spider-Man like praised gamer. Never have. I thought that they were cool. I thought that going back to the I think it was a Super NES where there was a Let There Be I think well, it ain't Let There Be Carnage, but it was the Carnage game. I thought that game was really cool, and there was another game that was on that came out later on the 360, PlayStation 3. I can't believe it. Dimensions, I think, that I really liked. Other than that, with Spider-Man games, they've been hit or miss. I've never really been like so impactful, and I gotta play all these Spider-Man games, even though I am a Spider-Man fan through the comics and movies, but for their games, they never resonated with me like that. Like when the very first part of Spider-Man dropped and you fought Kingpin, and I'm like, oh, okay.
That was
So
beautiful.
yeah, Sony got me hyped. Then when I sit here and get into the story, and then I gotta look for backpacks, I'm like, what? So then I played on off until I just said I'll get back to it. It's been put in the backlog. Never beats the regular Spider-Man. Miles Morales though, it was hype from the beginning, and then it gets to the point where I'm like, oh yeah, I like it, I dig it. Um, really cool, which also makes me understand because of how it has this uptick that is a DLC. It was really meant for being the Spider-Man DLC, and that's not a slight or disrespect to the game. I just, I mean, that's just how feel about the game because it's not as long-winded as the other Spider-Man. But of course, I haven't beat the other Spider-Man because it just didn't keep my interest. Um, I am excited for the Spider-Man 2, which is going to make me go back and make sure that I beat, um, Spider-Man, the original Spider-Man. So that's going to happen. God of War. Everybody knows how I felt about the original about this new version of God of War that came out. Big shout out to Vince Vendetta, Vendetta Sin, who hooked me up, or Sin Vendetta, who hooked me up with the game, and then I played it, was really reluctant, and then I fell in love with it. Had my problems with the canoe shit because I was like, come on, Sony, y'all got to stop doing that. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's cool talking to the head that's on my ass, and he's telling stories. I think that's cool, but other than that, this is boring. It's moving too slow. Come on, this is I'm not in the mood for this dramatic shit. I want to get to point B, point A, point B, point C, point D quickly. But I fell in love with the game. I thought the game was good. I can't co-sign people over here talking bad about Rise Son of Rome when I actually said this game looked Rise-ish. And then people came after me and said, oh, Rise is bad when I kept seeing the same troll, just put a different color on the damn troll, and they made him throw fire and ice and rocks and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's the same damn troll, or it's the same damn magical spirit entity. Listen, stop it. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, but the way that they went to that over the shoulder look with God of War reminds me of Rise. I love Rise. I love this God of War, and I am very much anticipating to play this and beat this and show people my gameplay of it, going through it for sure. The KOTOR thing, we talked about it to death. It's going to be a multi-plat. People get over it. Stop trying to front. The Wolverine situation. I love Wolverine. Wolverine is good for for gamers of our age, but when I did that poll, Wolverine wasn't pulling any high rank. It was just Spider-Man and Iron Man. Like the way that the MCU has got everything projected, and then once Deadpool comes, I think Deadpool's going to overcome Wolverine. So, Wolverine's going to be good for gamers our age, but I think that it was the oh shit moment of the show. I thought that was really cool. What is it? I want to say Project Aletha, but it's Forsaken.
Forspoken.
Forspoken.
Looks great for what it is, but there is something that's a little off about it. I love the protagonist, of course. You know what I'm saying? Putting a person of color in there. It's definitely a game that I'll definitely get my hands on, buy. But if Sony charged $70, then I'll just wait and I'll get it for cheaper. But that's just I thought the show was excellent. Sony needed to show what they needed to do and what they had coming, and did it overthrow Xbox for what they've done so far and what they've shown? I don't think so, because Xbox is still coming out with games coming out at the end of the year with Forza. Now, I will say this about GT before I close out, and I'll say this. I've been a huge Gran Turismo fan. It's the granddaddy of sim racers of them all. I love GT. I will buy that game. That will be one of the games that I will pay the $70 for, because I love racers. I love racers. I love fighters. I love RPGs. So I will support Gran Turismo. But has it proven that it's on the same scale of what Forza is? No. Forza Horizon, what they showed just put, and this is an open world game, mind you, put a game that is that is not as open in the dirt. In the dirt. Mind you, this is Gran Turismo. Like I said, one of the best racers ever. And Forza Horizon, what they showed, put it in the dirt. So what people need to expect, Turn 10. People sleep on Turn 10. Turn 10 has helped all these other developers on Xbox to show how to utilize what the Xbox One can do. The Xbox One was very limited. The Series X, Series S are just monsters, right? Turn 10 is going to make it just sitting back waiting. It's been quiet, and watch. I wouldn't be surprised to hear in a little bit we see Turn 10 shows for Forza Motorsport and make everything that we've seen from Gran Turismo 7 look like ass juice. Just being honest.
It already looks like Gran Turismo Sport. That's why I forgot to
mention it. Gran Turismo Sport. Well, this Gran Turismo 7 looks better. No, Gran Turismo Sport was an abomination graphically. I don't you know what I'm saying? People can say what they want to say. I played about 20, 30, 40, 50 hours of that game. I you know what I'm saying? Because that's how much into racing games I am. I enjoyed the shit out of it, but graphically I was looking at this and like, yeah, no, this is nowhere near on the level of Forza 7. But Motorsport, my God, what they're going to show, what Turn 10 is going to show, people are going to stop sleeping on Turn 10. That after what they're going to show with this, people are going to stop sleeping on Turn 10. And right now, I'm saying this right now, Turn 10 Forza is definitely going to overtake. Will GT sell the 8 to 10 million? Absolutely. But I think this is the first time where Turn 10 will finally overthrow GT. Horizon has already done it by leaps and bounds. But I think that now Forza Motorsport will actually do it this time, because what they're going to implement with the rally racing, with motorcycles, with all this type of stuff that they're going to do, it's going to be amazing. So that's right there. But I am going to support Gran Turismo because I never want Gran Turismo to go away, because it's got a place in my heart. But the show was an A plus with it. Well, I'm sorry, A minus for me, and I'm very happy about that. And some people are just going to have to wait, and forget about what's the other game everybody's been talking about. Grand Theft Auto 5. I'm not spending no more money on Grand Theft Auto 5. I'm just not. Pitiful. It's good.
Yeah, but apparently the online is free on PlayStation for the first 3 months. So I guess what they're saying is you could download it on PlayStation for free. I guess that first 3 months. But does that mean on Xbox it'll be free as well after that time period is over?
Well, Xbox is going to be on Game Pass. And
I don't know about that. That comes and goes. It fluctuates.
What
What
will?
So Grand Theft Auto, Grand Theft Auto Online and Red Dead Online, they come and go on Game Pass. It's not a staple. And PS5 owners get Grand Theft Online for the first 3 months. So between March and June, you will get it for free. It does not apply to Xbox. That is something strictly with Sony.
Right.
No, after those 3 months, will they get it then, or is it just still?
No, it might.
It's available to be purchased because Grand Theft Online is now separate.
Right.
So it's probably going to be $20. There might be an introductory price, but as far as I know, it is not. It's going to release on Xbox, but it's not going to be free. You will have to pay for it. If you on PlayStation 5 for the first 3 months, you can get it for free. After that, you have to pay whatever Grand Theft Online is going to cost.
All right.
Well, like I said, I already got it on PC, and it seems like they didn't really do any more than PC. No doubt. But I mean, they working for that money. They really did put a lot of work in that game. And to be fair, the online has been evolving this whole time. It ain't the same game, that 1.0 from 2013 or whatever. So
I blame Take-Two. Because they even changed the head of it in Red Dead. I don't know a lot of people know that the dude in Red Dead who's the loan shark is named after the Take-Two executive.
Wow. Okay.
So they're pretty much churning money out for Take-Two. That's kind of who I blame, but I could be wrong. But that's just me.
And hopefully this won't deter you from coming back, because I will make sure that we will try to make this podcast as short as possible. But you know what? I don't know if that's going to happen. So fuck it. Thank you for coming.
I appreciate it. I ain't no stranger to no long podcast, so it ain't no big deal, man. I didn't hit the 3-hour mark a few times, so
yes, sir.
They can find me on my channel, Real Gamer 27, or they can, hit me up on my Discord. I can put in you mind if I put in your chat my Discord link?
Oh yeah. Put it up in there.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
I'll put it in here a little bit later. Normally, I kind of let the podcast just go away, and then I put it in on Saturday. But you can put it in the chat all you want to. That's fine. Go ahead and do that now if you want.
Okay. Yeah, like I say, it's fun on my channel, and I guess after today, maybe I'll just do a little bit more content on my channel.
Do it. You're great, man.
I'm trying. Just life, dog. Just life, man.
I trust me.
3 kids, my wife, and got my little side hustle. Got my.
I thought you were gonna say your side chick. I was like, whoa,
no.
Listen, we need this new podcast real quick.
No, I got a little side business, so I'm trying to hustle,
All right.
I'm trying to play games. I'm just trying to make sure everybody's happy. Basically, what I'm trying to say. But yeah, I'm gonna try to at least do a video 2 a week. This encouraged me to do a little bit more. So, like I said, they can find me on Real Gamer 27 YouTube channel, and of course my Discord is Real Gamers. But like I said, I appreciate you having me on. Had some great dialogue, and like I say. I had fun. No bias, in this podcast. We all spoke our minds and everything. And, come around me, my podcast. Sometimes we get off topic, we talk about other things. And, so like I said, this is no stranger to me. So like I said, I appreciate you.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, bro. That's just what we do. Sometimes we'll do that, but you know what? I mean, it's all about love, because we love talking about gaming, and it's just about passion, man. So I definitely appreciate it, man. So no doubt. I hope this ain't the last time that you'll come on GRG, and definitely, man, hit me up when you do your shit, man. I will definitely be on there.
Sure.
Man. Hit me up.
Sure. No. I'll hit you up. All right, cool.
No problem. Mitchie, thank you. Listen. we're not. Listen. It wasn't on you. It was all on me when we had those issues. You were
He's
not.
trying to take back that he cursed me.
Curse you, but anyway, thank you, Minchie, for hanging out. I know, you know what I'm saying, another long podcast, but I do really appreciate it. Let everybody know where they can find you at. Thank you yet again for coming on, man. Short notice, man. What's going on with you?
On Twitter, you can find me at Mitchie71. And on Xbox, it's Mitchie1971. I should really change it, but it hasn't been changed since all this.
Show
time,
that,
so I
man.
probably
Let
never
people
will.
know that age. You know what I'm saying? All that wisdom. Man, come on,
All
man.
that wisdom.
All that wisdom. All that wisdom.
There ain't no wisdom. It's just be nice. That's
Oh, okay.
that Midwestern nice, you know.
I know, right?
But yeah, that's about it.
Excellent.
I'm gonna try to beat some Hades, and there you go.
Woo! How far are you in Hades right now?
Oh, not very far.
Oh, okay.
Hades
okay.
is just a deal in frustration.
It is annoying. I bought it on the PC when it first came out, when everybody was talking about it, and then I played it and I got frustrated. Then I started playing it here recently on Xbox, and then I got.
I think it's a great game.
It is great,
but it is just so frustrating.
Yeah, I'm just like, damn. But I got further than what I did on the PC, so shout out to I guess that part. But yeah, it is what it is. But shout out to playing that. So thank you so much. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, look out for Mitchie when we do our thing. But yeah, I will definitely keep reaching out to Mitchie. You know what I'm saying? Just to see if she's available, because we love hearing what she has to say. No doubt about it. And speaking of that, listen, loving to hear what people say. And that is my girl D. You know what I'm saying? See, listen, you see how I do that? You see how that translates so well? You know what I'm saying? You see how that is? You know what I'm saying? We love hearing what D has to say. She always brings thought-provoking knowledge to the podcast as well. You know what I'm saying? Hearing a woman's perspective is so great. I'm tired of kissing your ass. So tell people where they can find you at.
That crowd got you gone, boy.
Boy. I still got way more to finish tonight. Let's go.
Well, you can find me on Twitter at Gingy's Mom. You can find me on the GRG podcast every Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern time, the Lord's time.
Stop it! You will be deleted.
That's
I'm gonna
right.
I'm gonna delete that garbage.
Right.
I'm gonna delete that.
Right.
I'm gonna delete that garbage. You keep saying
so yeah, and then I'm on Xbox and PSN at Curvy Titan. I play a lot of miscellaneous stuff. So.
Oh, you found that good.
I did. I had it. I'm going to add a lot more here this week. This weekend, I should say, because I am so busy this week. I got so much shit to do. Okay. So, all right. So, anything else you got to say, Mitchie, before we get out of here?
Mitchie. Oh, y'all see.
I'm sorry, D. Whoa. This crowd's got me. I haven't drunk that in 3 weeks. In 3 weeks. You gotta let me slide. All right.
You're so in trouble, right?
I know it. Lord have mercy. Okay.
You get yourself into these issues.
Y'all see the vibes.
Okay. All right. So, Slayer, help me get the hell out of here so I can save myself.
Oh, man. You can find me on Twitter. I finally passed those 500 subs, so thanks to everybody who subscribed to my Twitter. What the?
What?
Why would you do that now?
No, I was doing that for me. Go ahead, man. Go ahead. I was doing that for me.
That's bringing them buttons I see. That's what it is. Got you back on that one. Anyway, you can find me on every great gaming platform minus Nintendo, because that's not a great gaming. No, of course it is.
Oh, don't do that. Don't do that.
You can find me right here on the Dragon's Den, 9 p.m. Eastern time. The Beast Coast time. The Best Coast time.
Oh my God.
Don't ever forget that. Don't ever forget that time. The Lord's time.
The Lord's time.
And then tomorrow, every Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern time, you can find myself, PK, Lemon, and whoever else, if it's not our guest or
Akumu on the Dragon's Den podcast. Come check us out. Until
Okay.
next time, everybody. Peace.
All right. So I listen. This is all I got to say to you guys for talking about the East Coast time, because real gamer knows what is the real Lord's time. That is Central.
Central.
Culture. This is considered a dick move.
Right.
Hell yeah, Central Time.
Yeah, Mitchie, you're from the Central Time,
Everything
aren't
centers
you?
around us.
Right, Mitchie. What time? What time?
We are central.
Thank you.
That's why it centers around us. We are central.
Right. So all you East Coast and
We're not
West
like
Coast
off
fans.
to the left or off to the right. We're
Thank
central.
you. We're Central. Thank you. So I got to say this before we get out of here.
Keep telling yourself that to feel better.
And put it in a bag.
No feeling better.
Shit. So it's together. And if you gotta take it somewhere, take it somewhere, you know? Take it to the shit store and sell it. Or put it in a shit museum. I don't care what you do. You just gotta get it together. Get your shit together.
Get it together, East Coast, West Coast time. It is the actual official Lord's time is Central Time.
No, it ain't. It ain't.
Wait, anyway.
That's
All
why
right,
I'm in the
guys.
future. You're still in the past.
Stop it. Thank you, guys. Thank you guys so
It's
much.
Saturday over here.
It is Saturday. Hold on. It's almost Saturday. It's almost Saturday in Central Time over here.
Saturday.
I know. I got to get the hell out of this
Saturday
podcast.
now.
Oh my
It's
God.
Saturday today.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'm trying to get out. I'm trying to get out of here. Please. All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Listen, there's still go get vaccinated, please, so we can get ready to get out there and hit the streets and do the pants off, dance off. Well, I can't. I'm married. But for all you suckers out there that isn't, go out there, man. We got to get vaccinated so we can get out there and start partying, having a good time. And at least I can go into the club and live through y'all, and so y'all can do the pants off, dance off. Other than that, I am out. Thank you, guys. Good night.
Just make sure when you go to the club, your shirt is
Hey,
tucked
thanks for
in.
checking out the GRG
Oh,
podcast.
my God.
All your gaming news and our special topic of the week. Friday night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, 9:30 p.m. Central, 6:30 p.m. Pacific. This was the GRG podcast.